Chapter 37:53. Suddenly, a violent explosion rang out, and the night was suddenly illuminated. Everyone in the evil demon city raised their heads. What happened? They were dumbfounded. What a violent power! They tried to move forward, wanting to investigate, but they were sent flying by this power. Especially Jin Hai, who was looking down from above, but when he saw this power, he turned around and fled. What was going on? The huge explosion left everyone stunned. Rain Clan, Dealing, and the others' eyes lit up. It came from that direction. It came from that kid's direction. It seemed that the battle had ended. That kid had probably been captured. It was very likely that he was killed. Let's go and take a look. Their figures flickered, and they rushed in that direction. Thousand Demon City. Lei Shincheng also did the same. Demon Sun also narrowed his eyes. Was there a result? Let's go and take a look. Bring the dragon back. That kid must be killed. The news must not be leaked. These powerhouses of the major factions moved one after another, rushing toward the mansion. However, they were the same as Jin Hai. As soon as they got close, they quickly left. The reason for that was because that power was truly too berserk. What kind of power was that? Their faces were full of shock. How could that kid release such power? It seemed that the saint artifact had exploded. That kid probably only knew that he was going to die and wanted to destroy everything. Someone sneered. No matter what, the other party was finally dead. Among them, Diling, Yushirtia, Lei Chong, Shuiwe, and the others all breathed a sigh of relief. If the other party was still alive, it would be a nightmare for them. Jin Hai also sneered. Was the other party finally dead? That was great. However, at this time, a dragon's roar came from the light, resounding through the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Everyone went crazy. It was the sound of a dragon. What was going on? Why was there a dragon's voice? Could it be that the people of the Dragon Clan had taken action? These people were dumbfounded. As for the people of the Demon Palace, their faces changed. Could it be that the dragon was still alive? Their faces instantly darkened. The Devil Child was even more serious, erupting with a biting cold light. He had even personally rushed over. The people of the White Cloud Palace also came. The young master of the White Cloud Palace, Hall Master Kuin, Baishi, and the others stood in the void, looking into the distance. That was Lin Gongzi's residence. The white snake cried out in alarm and wanted to go forward. However, he was stopped by the Pawn Master. Don't be rash. Although the Lord of the Kuntong said this, his expression was also not good. It seemed that he had underestimated the determination of these people. Who would have thought that these people would make a move on the first night? And from the looks of it, it was exceptionally intense. Let's wait for that violent energy to disappear, then we'll go over. Finally, the light that filled the sky disappeared, and the terrifying energy slowly weakened. In the end, everything returned to silence. Okay, we can go over now. Jin Hai's lips curled into a smile as he strode forward. The experts from Thunder God City and Myriad Demon City were the same. The experts of the Rain Clan and Spirit Sealing Star also followed suit. The Demon Child and the Demon Palace's elders were even more impatient. They wanted to see if the dragon was still alive. Young Master, Bai Yin, also said that we should go and take a look. He waved his hand and flew forward with his men. The white snake was very conflicted. She really didn't want to go because she was afraid of seeing Lin Xian's corpse. In the end, she still went. No matter what, she wanted a result. When these people arrived in the sky above the residence, they all frowned. What a terrifying smell of blood. It made them feel very bad. At the same time, they found that the entire residence was destroyed beyond recognition. There was an endless pit on the ground, so deep that they couldn't see the bottom. The buildings and pavilions inside were all turned into ashes. There were also many large cracks in the void. Obviously, a great battle had taken place here. Moreover, it was an extremely intense battle. What's going on? It shouldn't be. We are 3 little saints. Shouldn't that kid be killed immediately? How could there be a great battle? Di Ling and the others were very puzzled. Could it be that there was an accident? Impossible. An elder of the Rain clan shook his head and said in a low voice, "Perhaps it was the myriad demon city and the Golden Crow clan." He reckoned that the Thunder God city had also sent experts. They were all fighting over the dragon's corpse. This great battle might have broken out because of them. Forget it. Let's find that kid's corpse first. I must see him die with my own eyes. Di Ling gritted his teeth. Everyone was looking for the corpse. The others also landed. But soon they screamed. No, the people of the Rain clan screamed because they found a dried corpse. The dried corpse was sucked dry, but the clothes and the jade pendant on its body showed that it was an elder of the Rain clan. The Rain clan's little saint was dead? This was too unbelievable. How could it be? Di Ling screamed because they also found that the 2 little saints on the spirit sealing star were also dead. Moreover, they were sucked dry. 3 little saints were lying there, which made their scalps tingle. Who was it? Who killed our elder? They screamed crazily. The others were incomparably shocked. What's going on? 2 little saints died? Who did it? The people of the Thunder God city and the Myriad Demon city snorted coldly. As expected, small clans were useless. They quickly searched for the dragon's corpse. At the same time, Jean Hai also looked around. Soon, someone screamed again. No, damn it. Elder, wake up. You can't be dead. This time, it was the people of the Thunder God city who screamed because they found the corpses of their 2 little saints. Another little saint died. Moreover, it was an expert of the Thunder God city. The surrounding people felt their scalps tingle. Who was it? Was it done by the people of the Myriad Demon City? The people of the Thunder God City stared at the people of the Myriad Demon City. The people of the Myriad Demon City sneered. You're not as good as us. How can you blame us? But soon they couldn't laugh anymore because they realized that their elder had died very miserably. They were all smashed. Obviously, they had gone through all kinds of torture. No, damn it, I don't believe it. The people of the Myriad Demon City were complacent before, but now their faces were incomparably ugly. The surrounding onlookers were stunned. Heavens, who is it? This is too terrifying. Now, how many little saints had died? There were 7 of them in total. The Devil's Son's face was incomparably cold. Quickly, find that kid and that dragon. Also, where are our people? They quickly searched, and the next moment, someone fainted. Young master, our people were also killed. Soon they found 2 corpses. They were the 2 little saints of the Devil Palace. Everyone sucked in a cold breath. The people of the Devil Palace were also dead. Heavens! How many people had come here? Where is Lin Gongzi? White Snake screamed. She looked around but couldn't find him. He was on the verge of collapse. Could it be that young Master Lin's soul had already been destroyed? Chapter 3754. Could it be that this is where Lin Wudi lives? Someone finally screamed. No way. That Lin Wudi. Why are there so many minor saints here? Are you stupid? They must be here to kill Lin Wudi. But why did they die? These people were shocked. Could it be that Lin Wudi killed them? That was impossible. Lin Wudi had long been destroyed in body and soul. It's impossible for him to still be alive. I guess it's very likely that it's the dragon in Lin Wudi's hand. That dragon's corpse was wanted by countless people, so these minor saints came to fight for it. They might as well kill Lin Wudi while they were at it. But why couldn't they see the dragon? There was a dragon roar just now. Maybe the dragon was alive. Maybe it was taken away by someone else. Did you guys notice? There doesn't seem to be the corpse of the Golden Crow clan. Suddenly, someone whispered. As soon as these words came out, everyone understood. They searched carefully and indeed didn't find the corpse of the Golden Crow clan. Jean Hai's heart was beating wildly. If they didn't find the corpse, then the Golden Crow minor saint was still alive. Maybe the Golden Crow minor saint had succeeded. Thinking of this, he was wild with joy. He wanted to slip away quietly, but soon someone blocked his way. "Where's the expert of the Golden Crow clan? Who did it? Let him come out." That's right. Could it be that he killed our people? The people of Demon City surrounded him, their faces incomparably gloomy. The people of Thunder God City were the same. For a moment, Jinhai was still surrounded by countless eyes. His scalp was about to explode. To be honest, there were so many experts here. If they were really angry at him, he wouldn't be able to resist even if he was a genius. So he quickly said, "Everyone, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me leave quickly. I'm just here to watch the show. I don't know anything about this matter." Everyone sneered. They didn't believe him at all. As for the people of Thunder God City and Demon City, their faces were incomparably ferocious. The demon son turned his head and stared at Jinhai. "You'd better tell us the whereabouts of your minor saint. We won't hurt you. What we want is the dragon's corpse. If you don't hand it over, don't blame us for being impolite." A cold killing intent appeared in the demon son's eyes. Jinhai's scalp was numb, but he was also angry. "How dare you touch me? Aren't you afraid that the Golden Crow clan will massacre the demon planet?" As soon as these words came out, everyone felt their scalps go numb. Even the devil child's expression changed. Indeed, Jinhai's identity was extraordinary. He was someone from the Golden Crow clan. As for the Golden Crow clan, it was an extremely huge clan. It was abnormally terrifying. If they really angered such a terrifying clan, they would definitely be killed. If they were to truly attack, their fiend palace would not be able to contend against them. However, he would not let this matter rest so easily. The abyssal demon son looked at the people from the 10,000 demon city. Lei Shencheng, the spirit sealing star and the Rain clan. He said, "What do you think?" The people of the demon city said that during the day, the Golden Crow clan showed that they were determined to win. Now that Jinhai had appeared here, they would not believe that they did not participate in this matter. That's right. Furthermore, among the corpses here, only their Golden Crow clan's corpses were not present. This meant that the Golden Crow clan had succeeded in the end. I suggest that we lock up this Golden Sea and wait for the trade with the Golden Crow clan. That's right. That's what I was thinking as well. The expert from the Demon City nodded. It was just a moment ago that the two Saint Realm cultivators were hostile toward one another. But at this very moment, they actually turned their gazes away from one another. It had to be said that the grudges between Saint Realm cultivators were too weak. Profit was the most eternal thing. It seemed that this was the only way. In the end, everyone discussed and decided to detain Jinhai. At the same time, they sent a message to the Golden Crow clan, asking them to bring the dragon's corpse for the trade. The faces of the people from the Rain clan and the Spirit Sealing Star were incomparably ugly. Damn it, they really deserved to die. They were not interested in the dragon's corpse at all, because they did not need it. They did not have the strength to snatch it. They were only here to kill Lin Xian, but they had lost 3 little saints in the process. It made their hearts bleed. It seemed that the kid was also dead. This was a blessing in disguise. There was no other way. We were involved in the storm. Yu Shijie, Diling, and the others shook their heads and sighed. They felt that they could only accept this loss. From the beginning to the end, they, including everyone, thought that Lin Xian was already dead. His body and soul were destroyed, and not even his corpse was left behind. The reason why these little saints had died was because they had killed each other. They wondered what kind of expression they would have if they knew the truth. This matter soon spread out, and the whole Devil's Heart was shaken. Countless experts gathered at the Devil City. The faces of the Golden Crow clan's experts changed when they learned that Jinhai was being suppressed. Those who dared to touch the people of the Golden Crow clan were courting death. For a moment, they also moved out. Firstly, they wanted to save Jinhai. Secondly, they wanted to rescue their minor saints. However, after searching around, they did not find any minor saints. This made them feel incredulous. What's going on? Why haven't they come back yet? Could it be that there was an accident? That's impossible. Our little saint must have realized the severity of the situation, so he must have gone into hiding. Don't worry, they will come back to us in 2 days. These experts of the Golden Crow clan discussed for a while and finally nodded slightly. They felt that the most important thing to do right now was to rescue Jean Hai. The experts of the Golden Crow clan moved out and began to negotiate with the people of the Myriad Demon City, Thunder God City, and Devil Palace. The others were watching nervously. Gradually, the sky brightened. The negotiations between the two sides were very intense. There were a few times when the people of the Golden Crow clan directly slammed the table and tore the entire hall apart. Between heaven and earth, terrifying murderous intent lingered, and a great battle almost broke out. But in the end, they did not fight. The two sides once again engaged in an intense discussion. It seemed that no one was willing to give in. The people of the Myriad Demon City said that they wanted to share the dragon's corpse equally. On the other hand, the Golden Crow clan said that they did not see any dragon and asked to release Jean Hai. Both sides could not hold on. It was already noon. At this time, the onlookers outside the Devil City were shocked. What smell is so fragrant? Yes, I'm really hungry. How is it possible? At our level, we can go without food or drink for 100 years. Damn it, what kind of meat is so fragrant? Indeed, they smelled a fragrance drifting over from afar. They are drooling. Let's go and have a look. These people followed the fragrance. Even the people of the Golden Crow clan and the Myriad Demon City, who were negotiating in the hall, were stunned. Where is the fragrance coming from? The people of the Myriad Demon City and Thunder God City swallowed their saliva. The people of the Golden Crow clan were also stunned, but soon their expressions changed. Damn it! Their eyes instantly turned red. Why do I feel the smell of the Golden Crow clan? Chapter 37:55. Boom! In an instant, they tore apart the palace and came to the 9th heaven. Who dares to tease my Golden Crow tribe here? No one dared to answer. Everyone looked at the sky blankly. Jean Hai's face was extremely ugly. He was almost roasted by someone previously. It was this smell that floated out. Now that this smell floated out, didn't this mean that someone was testing the Golden Crow tribe? What? Roasted Golden Crow? It was impossible. The surrounding people were all stunned. The Golden House tribe experts turned into flowing lights and moved freely in the sky. Soon, they stopped in a pavilion in the evil demon city. This was a restaurant that had rare treasures in the world. At this moment, there was a hubbub of voices inside. Everyone was surrounding a huge, golden, roasted meat and drooling there. It smelled so good. I really wanted to take a bite. However, it was a little too expensive. I can't afford it. Some of the saints were sighing in despair. After the Golden Crow, tribe experts arrived and saw the golden roasted meat. Their eyes instantly turned red. White smoke came out of their bodies. Go to hell! One of them shouted angrily and slapped out. The palace below was instantly shattered. Some warriors were even slapped into a bloody mist. The others also ran away crazily. What's going on? Who dares to attack Blackstain Plumes? Who is it? Do they want to die? A few powerful figures rushed out of Blackstain Plumes and suppressed the surroundings. How could those who could open a shop in Evil Demon City be simple? They all had the support of a top force behind them. At this moment, those experts rushed out. Who dared to cause trouble in Blackstain Plumes? An expert from the Golden Crow tribe attacked and immediately sent a few experts flying. It was the Golden Crow tribe. Those people were originally angry, but when they saw the Golden Crow expert, their faces instantly changed. Blackstain Plumes has never offended the Golden Crow tribe. They gritted their teeth and said, although the Golden Crow tribe was strong, they attacked just because of a disagreement. Wasn't that too much of a bully? You all deserve to die. How dare you test the corpses of our Golden Crow tribe experts? The Golden Crow tribe expert gritted his teeth and roared. The others were stunned after hearing that. The black-stained plumes experts were even more dumbfounded. The corpses of golden crows? How is that possible? You must be mistaken. Even if you gave us 100 guts, we wouldn't dare to take the exam. Then what was down there? Oh, that's sparrow meat. There was a sparrow that cultivated into a spirit and reached the demon sage level. It was slaughtered by someone, and that person sold a portion of its meat to us. Damn your sparrow meat! The people of the Golden Crow clan were instantly enraged. The flames on their bodies surged and danced, engulfing the 9 heavens. Those experts from black-stained plumes were roasted by the flames until they were incomparably miserable. Damn it! Your Golden Crow clan is going too far. Behind us is the Demon Palace. These people roared crazily. True enough. An expert from the Fiend Palace. He also rushed over. Thunder God Chung, Demon City, Silver Palace, and even the evil demon child were here. When the people from the Demon Palace saw this scene, their expressions all sunk. However, when they found out that what was being roasted below was actually the corpse of a Golden Crow clan elite, they were all stunned. What's going on? Where did the Golden Crow corpse come from? Could it be that person? They recalled that only the Golden Crow tribe little saints hadn't discovered the little saints that day. Now, someone was testing the Golden Crow corpse. Could it be the corpse of a Golden Crow clan little saint? When they thought of this possibility, their scalps went numb. The experts of black-stained plumes were on the verge of tears. They kept explaining that it was really sparrow meat. It was sold to us by a young man. If you don't believe me, you can go and ask. Many people have seen it. The matter here caused an uproar. The experts of the Golden Crow clan were completely enraged. They snatched back the golden roasted meat and then killed all the experts of black-stained plumes. In the end, they even fought a great battle with the Demon Palace. It could be said that the scene was very chaotic. At the same time, the instigators, namely Lin Xian and the others, had already left the Demon Palace and came to the mountain range. They formed a formation to conceal the heavenly secrets. Then they began to roast the Golden Crow meat. Lin Xian took out all kinds of spirit wine and chatted with the Crimson Dragon while waiting. Black Mountain swallowed his saliva. Damn it! Why am I a soul? If I had a body, I would eat more. Black Mountain kept circling around the Golden Crow. The Golden Crow's body was really too big. At this moment, it was being roasted by the 9 suns' divine flame. The fragrance was very strong. Lin Xian tore off a piece of meat and put it in his mouth. He sighed and then drank a mouthful of spirit wine. The Crimson Dragon also buried his head in the bowl and ate. The 2 of them ate less than half of the meat and couldn't eat anymore, because this Golden Crow was a small saint. The energy contained in its body was really too terrifying. They ate so much that their bodies were about to explode. The 2 of them hurriedly refined it and burped. 2 days later, they patted their stomachs. Lin Xian asked, "Roussillon, you can tell me now." The Crimson Dragon told him what had happened. After listening, Lin Xian frowned and became nervous. It turned out that the Crimson Dragon and the Northern Demon were indeed brought to the Fiend Planet and then controlled by the people of the Demon Palace. The Northern Demon was discovered and his 10,000 demon body was taken away. No one knew where it was. The Crimson Dragon was a dragon because of his special physique. Therefore, he was arranged to go to the Void Sea to retrieve the ancient treasure box. The Crimson Dragon resisted, but there were too many experts on the Fiend Planet. There was also the suppression of small saints. He was no match for them at all. During this period, needless to say, he suffered a lot. In the end, he encountered an accident in the Void Sea and was eroded by the death fog. Therefore, at the critical moment, he ate the thing in the treasure box and hid inside. After that, he lost consciousness, until Lin Xian used the Eye of Time to save him. "What did you eat? Why did you lose your vitality?" Lin Xian asked. The Crimson Dragon complained. Damn it, don't mention it. Ben Huang was tricked. I ate a kind of black fruit. I thought that it must be a heavenly treasure sealed in the treasure box. Moreover, it was passed down from ancient times. Who would have thought that these fruits were definitely expired? They actually took Ben Huang's life? Lin Xian was baffled when he heard that. However, the corners of Gui Shen's mouth twitched. What kind of thing did you eat? It's called a nirvana fruit. After eating one, your vitality will drop and you will enter a state of suspended animation. It's like nirvana rebirth. When you wake up again, your strength will increase. That kind of thing is very precious. Moreover, even if you get it, you won't dare to eat it carelessly. Even a small saint wouldn't dare to eat it like you did. That box of yours is so big, there should be at least a few hundred of them inside. You actually ate them all. If you don't die, who will? The Crimson Dragon was speechless. Damn, how would I know what kind of fruit has such an effect? Lin Xian was shocked when he heard that. No wonder. Nirvana rebirth. Ruzalong, didn't you realize that your strength increased greatly after you came back to life? Chapter 3756. Sigh, now that you mention it, it's true. The Crimson Dragon was astonished. Back then, he was just a first celestial layer saint. Compared to Lin Xian, his strength was too weak. But now he had beaten up a minor saint after he was resurrected. Although that minor saint's cultivation base was suppressed, he was still not someone any saint could contend against. This showed that Ruzalong's strength had advanced by leaps and bounds. Was this a blessing in disguise? Ruzalong felt that he was now a fifth celestial layer saint. He was 2 celestial layers higher than Lin Xian. He was very proud. Ha ha ha, boy, I've surpassed you. Come, let's fight for 300 rounds. All right, stop messing around. I'm not in the mood. Where's the northern demon? If he didn't go to the sea, where did he go? Lin Xian was very worried. Hearing this, the Crimson Dragon sighed again. I don't know, but I've heard some news. It seems that he was trapped in the place where the Devil's Son lived. Is it the Devil's Son again? Lin Xian's face was gloomy. Now he realized that this matter was related to the Devil Palace. No wonder they sent a minor saint here to silence him. It seemed that they didn't want the news to leak out. This Devil's Son must not be let go. The Crimson Dragon gnashed his teeth. Lin Xian's eyes also emitted a cold, killing intent. Anyway, we're on the Devil Planet now, and those people probably think that I've been killed. It's convenient for us to take action. Boy, what do you want to do? The Crimson Dragon asked. Lin Xian said, let's take action and throw the blame to others. When the time comes, we'll sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. The Crimson Dragon nodded. Indeed, with their strength, it wasn't difficult to kill the Devil's Son. Of course, the Devil's Son was a huge monster in the Devil Palace. Once he erupted, it would be very difficult for them to deal with him. After all, this was the Devil's Son's nest. So, it would be better if they didn't have to worry about the consequences after killing him. It seemed that Lin Xian had a plan. Who are you going to blame? Dark Red Divine Dragon. We still don't know who Lin Xian's enemies are. Lin Xian said, there were too many enemies and it was hard to choose. The Crimson Dragon was speechless. This kid really knew how to provoke others. Originally, he wanted to give it to the Golden Crow or the Thunder God. But after thinking about it, it wasn't safe. After all, this was a holy city. If the Demon Palace were to admit defeat, then it wouldn't be good. I'm prepared to throw it to the Rain Clan and Windchime Star. At this point, the killing intent in Lin Xian's eyes intensified. Lin Xian didn't have any good impression of the Rain Clan. He had to eliminate them. This was because the Rain Clan had tried to kill him more than once. They had even sent little saints to kill him many times. Therefore, if there was a chance, he didn't mind tricking the other party. But what could he do? We have to call out the demon child alone. Otherwise, there will be too many experts around him, and we won't be able to make a move. And he had to find the North Demon first. Don't worry, we'll go and investigate. Lin Xian said. Didn't he imprison you? Fine. We'll go there as experts of the Dragon Clan. Let's see if he still dares to imprison us. The Crimson Dragon was originally a member of the Dragon Clan. Therefore, after he transformed into his human form, the dragon chi on his body was overflowing. One could tell at a glance that he was a genius of the Dragon Clan. Although Lin Xian was a human, he had the great dragon sword soul in his body. When he released a bit of the dragon soul's aura, it made him look like an expert of the Dragon Clan. Moreover, Lin Xian also changed his appearance, turning into a very mighty man. The two looked at each other and smiled. Soon after, Lin Xian put away the remaining golden crow meat. They walked out of the mountain range with large strides and flew toward the evil demon city. The evil demon city was extremely chaotic at this moment. Previously, the experts of the Demon Palace and the Golden Crow clan were fighting fiercely, sweeping through all directions. The people of the Demon Palace couldn't hold on at all. That was because the experts of the Golden Crow clan were too strong. One of them could sweep through several of them, but fortunately this was their base camp. Very soon, even more experts arrived and confronted the experts of the Golden Crow tribe. In the end, both sides didn't continue fighting. However, the atmosphere seemed to be really bad. At the same time, they were gnashing their teeth. Who exactly killed the Golden Crow? Was it the minor saint they were looking for? At this moment, they were all anxious. They found the young man who sold the Golden Crow meat and interrogated him severely. However, they couldn't find him even after searching the entire evil demon city. Damn it, could it be that he had stolen it? They issued a wanted order and searched the entire evil demon planet. They didn't believe that they couldn't find him. For a moment, a storm swept through. All kinds of experts moved out. At the same time, two figures descended on the evil demon city. After they arrived, they didn't land on the evil demon city. Instead, they stood above the evil demon city. Their eyes were cold. One of them shouted coldly, "Where are the people of the Demon Palace? Get out here!" The roar reverberated through the 9 heavens. Everyone in the evil demon city heard it and raised their heads to look. Who was this? How could he be so bold as to shout at the evil demon city? It couldn't be that the experts of the Golden Crow clan had come again, right? Perhaps only the experts of the Golden Crow clan would dare to be so arrogant. The crowd looked over one after another. However, they discovered that it wasn't the Golden Crow clan. Instead, it was 2 people they had never seen before. Who were they? Were they trying to overturn the heavens? One figure after another rushed out. The people of the Demon Palace were even more furious. Did they want to die? They were already very depressed. Their secret had been discovered by someone. Moreover, they had fought with the Golden Crow clan earlier. It could be said that they were very displeased. At this moment, there were actually people who dared to shout at them. Did they really think that their Demon Palace was easy to bully? 2 silhouettes rushed forward. Die for me. Those 2 people unleashed terrifying nomological laws. However, they were instantly slapped to the ground. The earth was overturned and the void shattered. Everyone was shocked. These 2 people were very powerful. They easily defeated the people of the Demon Palace. The people of the Demon Palace were also furious. More and more people came out. Among them, there were even many elders who took the lead. An elder shouted coldly, "Who are you? How dare you come to my Demon Palace to cause trouble?" Below them, people from Thunder God City, Thousand Fiend City, White Cloud Apartments, Chue Fong, Ling Xian, and the others were also watching. Even the people of the Golden Crow clan had appeared. They had thought that the experts of their clan had come. "Since you dared to cause trouble in our demon city, you'd best give us an explanation. Otherwise, you'd better kneel down and kowtow. Otherwise, you'll die without an intact corpse." The people of the Demon Palace spoke coldly. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. The Demon Palace was the local tyrant here. They were extremely terrifying. Didn't they see that even the Golden Crow clan didn't gain any advantage over them? "We are people of the dragon race." One of them spoke coldly. "What's wrong? Do you want to attack us? You'd better think about the consequences." What? People of the dragon race? Everyone was stupefied. The dragon race was a powerful race that wasn't any weaker than the Golden Crow clan. In fact, they were even more powerful. After all, the dragon race was the leader of the 10,000 beasts. There was even the Dragon Emperor. The dragon race was the emperor race of the 10,000 ancient races. Chapter 37:57. Now that people from the dragon race had come, what were they doing here? Why did they attack the Fiend Palace? Was it because of the corpse of the dragon race's expert? Everyone was in an uproar. Below, the experts from Thunder God City and 10,000 Fiend City were also shocked. The expressions of the people from the Fiend Palace changed. Experts from the dragon race? Damn it! What's going on? Why did they come here? Could it be that the news was leaked? Are you really an expert from the Dragon Ball? Some people still didn't believe it. The other young man roared. His dragon roar resounded throughout the 9 heavens and 10 earths. At this moment, everyone's souls trembled. The pupils of those who possessed bloodline power shrank. This was especially true for the people from the 10,000 Fiend City. Their bodies were shivering. Bloodline suppression. Moreover, it was fear that came from the depths of their souls. This was a fear that came from their souls. It was something that couldn't be dispelled. It was something that had existed since ancient times. It was really the dragon race. Those beast sages sucked in a breath of cold air. They quickly operated their power laws to suppress this fear. The expressions of the people from the Fiend Palace also changed greatly. Now, they were certain that the other party was a dragon. I wonder what matter has the dragon race's fellow Taoists come here for? The Fiend Palace's elder asked respectfully. The 2 figures in the sky emitted an extremely powerful aura of the dragon race. They were like exceptional experts. They were Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Lin Xian asked coldly, "You actually dare to ask me what the matter is? Do you still need me to tell you all the good things your Fiend Palace has done? Obediently admit to your crimes. Otherwise, what awaits you is the fury of the dragon race. Can your Fiend Palace bear the consequences?" Once those words were spoken, everyone was stunned. Heavens, what's going on? What kind of heartless thing did the Fiend Palace do? First, they provoked the Golden Crow. Now they provoked the dragon race. They were all extremely terrifying existences. If they weren't careful, not to mention the Fiend Palace, even the Fiend Planet would be destroyed. The people from the Fiend Palace were drenched in cold sweat. That elder wiped the sweat from his forehead and laughed dryly. "Fellow Taoist, you must be joking. We really don't know what's going on. You won't shed tears until you see the coffin, right? Fine. Let me remind you, didn't the corpse of a dragon race expert appear here a while ago?" Once those words were spoken, everyone went into an uproar. It's palaces matter. The demon palaces, people couldn't quibble. At that time, countless eyes had seen it. Furthermore, there had been a robbery earlier. Thus, they could only brace themselves and nod. That's right, there was such a thing. Then where is the corpse now? The corpses of our dragon race's experts are naturally noble. Even if we die, we have to be buried in the 9 heavens for all beasts to worship. Now hand it over, and we'll take it. This. The demon palace's people were speechless. They also wanted to search for it, but they didn't know where it was. Old Zhang also said that the dragon's corpse had been taken away by someone else. "You've got guts," Lin Xian roared. "You dare to auction off the corpses of dragons?" Did he not want to live anymore? The Crimson Dragon let out a roar. The frightening sound waves caused the people from the demon palace to sway back and forth. Those who were weaker directly vomited blood. Damn it, they had gone too far. The demon palace's People finally couldn't bear it anymore and decided to stake it all against them. Someone wanted to attack, but the Crimson Dragon slapped 2 of them to death. A terrifying mist of blood filled the sky. Then his terrifying aura erupted. Ben Huang would slap anyone who dared to attack him to death. He was too domineering. He directly attacked without caring about the consequences. Was this the strength of an expert of the dragon race? The crowd looked at the sky with incomparable envy. When would they be able to have such a graceful bearing? What about the demon child? Let him come out and accept his punishment in front of us. Lin Xian said coldly once again. He stood with his hands behind his back and looked around disdainfully. Everyone was in an uproar. Was he going to attack the demon palace this time? He didn't even want to let off the demon child. The people from the demon palace also frowned. Among them, the elder's expression also sank. Our demon child has been in seclusion recently and won't appear for 3 to 5 years. Sir, if you have something to say, you should tell us. Who do you think you are? Do you have the qualifications to speak to me? Lin Xian sneered. He, the demon child, secretly trapped a genius of our dragon race. Did he think that no one knew about this matter? It would be best for him to obediently roll over here, kneel down, and kowtow. Otherwise, when we make our move, I'm afraid that it won't be as simple as kowtowing and admitting his guilt. The crowd went crazy. Was he going to use the demon child as an example? The eyelids of the demon palace's elders twitched violently. The elder at the front clenched his teeth and said, Sir, what an arrogant tone. If you want to see the demon child, you'll have to pass through me first. Who do you think you are? Lin Xian sneered once again and sent out a palm strike. Old Zhang was also furious, even if the other party was an expert of the dragon race. So what? Their demon palace had run amok on the demon planet for many years, and no one dared to provoke them. Even if the people of the holy city came, they would at most be on equal footing with them. Now, someone was actually looking down on them with a high and mighty attitude. How could they tolerate this? That elder shouted angrily and opened his mouth to spit out a terrifying black storm that swept through the 9 heavens. Lin Xian was not afraid at all. At this moment, his fist transformed into a huge dragon that danced in the sky and tore apart the black storm. Not only that, his fist also landed on old Zhang's body. The elder was sent flying. With a bang, half of Elder Zhang's body was blown apart. The surrounding people were so scared that they pissed their pants. This was too terrifying. Were the experts of the dragon race already so terrifying? That elder's face was filled with fear, and he screamed in pain. In the next moment, he was scared out of his wits because he saw Lin Xian's fist coming at him again. No. He screamed and flew into the distance, but he was still hit. With a bang, the other half of his body exploded into a bloody mist. I'll give you 10 seconds to get the demon child here. Otherwise, your demon palace will be exterminated. The people of the demon palace were filled with despair. Usually, they were high and mighty and could dictate the life and death of others. But now, there was someone who could dictate their life and death. Buzz, buzz, buzz. In just 2 or 3 seconds, the void split open and countless figures descended. Among them were 4 little saints. Their strength was extremely terrifying, and they could suppress a part of the world. The people of the demon palace regained their confidence. Great, their little saint had come. Elders, let's kill him together. These people screamed crazily. So what if these 2 experts of the dragon race were strong? Could it be that they could defeat a little saint? Lin Xian sneered. You want to kill us? Sure, go ahead. We're just 2 young geniuses of the dragon race. If you dare to touch us, you'll have to suffer the wrath of the dragon race. No one dared to doubt his words. The dragon race was so strong that even the golden crow race did not dare to contend against them. That little saint also laughed. Young master, you must be joking. How could we attack you? You're an important guest. Why don't you come to our demon palace and have a talk? I think this should be a misunderstanding and we should resolve it. Chapter 3758. Originally, these minor saints were supreme existences that everyone could only look up to. But now, these minor saints were actually trying to curry favor with the experts of the dragon race. Everyone realized that the dragon race was an extremely terrifying existence that was far beyond their imagination. Lin Xian stood there with his hands clasped behind his back, not moving. He didn't even pay attention to the minor saint. The Crimson Dragon was also standing at the side, wearing a cold smile on his face. The atmosphere was incomparably awkward. A trace of coldness appeared in the minor saint's eyes. No one had ever dared to treat him like this. However, that killing intent soon disappeared. Another 5 or 6 seconds later, a figure walked over from afar. It was the Devil's Son. After he arrived, he acted as if nothing had happened and laughed heartily. I heard that the geniuses of the dragon race have come. You bring light to my humble dwelling. 2 fellow Taoists, please. I've prepared the best banquet to welcome the 2 of you. The elder at the side also said hastily, This is our Devil's Son. F***ck, it's him. I really want to kill him. The Crimson Dragon at the side erupted with dragon chi in an instant. A terrifying aura swept through the 9 heavens and 10 earths, causing everyone to be alarmed. The people of the Devil Palace were also shocked, fearing that the minor saint would suddenly attack. Lin Xian was also shocked. He transmitted his voice, Don't get too excited. Now is not the time to attack. Let's find the northern demon first. The Crimson Dragon nodded. He suppressed his killing intent and didn't attack. The people of the Devil Palace heaved a sigh of relief. The Devil's Son also said, 2 fellow Taoists, please. They flew toward the distance and soon entered the Devil's Son's palace. After they left, the crowd was in an uproar. It was really an eye-opener. The dragon race was actually so powerful. It was too shocking. They didn't know whether the Devil Palace could avoid this storm this time. Even the people of Myriad Demon City and Lei Xincheng were shocked. In short, this storm swept through for 9 days. On the other side, in the Devil Palace's palace, the Devil's Son personally invited Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon to a banquet. It seemed that he wanted to establish a good relationship with them. During this time, Lin Xian also raised the issue of the dragon corpses. The evil demon child expressed that he would personally deliver them to Lin Xian. Next, Lin Xian and Yi Shiwen stayed in the palace. They did this to get close to the devil child and investigate the northern devil child. In the other palaces, the evil demon child was gathered with a group of experts from the Devil Palace. Damn it! How did the dragon race get the news so quickly? There was no longer a smile on the devil child's face. His face was extremely cold. Young master, should we kill them? Anyway, they are in our territory now. I think we can kill them in an instant. A little saint said coldly. However, the devil child shook his head. No, he couldn't fight here. Everyone saw that they went to the demon palace. If something happens to him here, we won't be able to escape responsibility. At that time, the dragons will attack and we will be finished. Don't forget, that's an emperor clan. If a peerless powerhouse from the dragon clan really jumped out, no one would be able to stop him. What should he do? Should he just let them continue investigating? Things would be exposed. Those elders were restless. Don't worry, the devil child sneered. These 2 are strong and have a special identity. But if they want to investigate, they still have to rely on us. If we don't give them any information, they won't be able to find anything. So, we should agree on the surface and stop them secretly. When the time comes, we will find a reason to delay them. After a long time, they will naturally leave. During this period, we will treat them with the highest respect. The dragon race won't be able to find any fault. All right, let's do as the young master said. The people of the Devil Palace heaved a sigh of relief. It seemed that this was the only way. On the other side, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were also discussing. They entered the Black Earth and set up a formation to isolate themselves from the outside world. After discussing for a while, they agreed to let Heishan go out and search. Heishan was the remnant soul of a great saint. Even if there were many little saints here, they probably wouldn't be able to find him. In the next few days, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon began to deal with the Devil Child's banquets. Heishan was patrolling quickly. However, after checking the entire palace several times, he didn't find any information about the Northern Demon. This made the Crimson Dragon and Lin Xian frown. Could it be that the Northern Demon was brought to the headquarters of the Devil Palace? If that was the case, it would be troublesome. Where was the Devil Overlord? He was a terrifying existence that was about to become a Saint King. No, the Crimson Dragon shook his head. He should be here. The Devil Child obviously attached great importance to the Northern Demon. No one knew why he brought the Northern Demon with him, but he definitely wouldn't send him to the headquarters. Hearing this, Lin Xian said, "Then let's continue to search. That guy will eventually reveal a flaw." Next, Heishan changed his strategy and began to secretly follow the Devil Child. About 10 days later, they finally found the Devil Child's secret. On this day, the Devil's Son began his closed-door training. He actually took out a simple black mirror and walked into it. Heishan retreated. "Kid, I found him." That guy entered an ancient mirror. "I guess that it should be a small, independent space. The person you are looking for might be inside. An independent space world." Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's expression became solemn. Since they found the place, things would be easier. Isn't it just a mirror? They just had to steal it. Next, it was Whitey's turn. Everyone was waiting for the right time. When the Devil Child wasn't cultivating and was with Lin Xian and the others, Whitey would secretly take action. The cornucopia directly took the black mirror from a distance. Heishan was waiting in the dark. As soon as Whitey took the mirror, Heishan immediately set up a formation to isolate everything. On the other side, the Devil Child was still talking with Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon, trying to further resolve the misunderstanding. Suddenly, he was stunned. In the next moment, he roared crazily. With a roar, the roof of the palace was blown away. A terrifying aura shattered the sky. What's going on? What happened? The people of the Devil Palace outside were stunned. Even those minor saints instantly rushed into the palace, each of them emitting a murderous aura. They thought that the experts of Dragon Ball had taken action. They even wanted to take action against Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Lin Xian stood up and shouted coldly, "Impudent! You dare to take action against me. Do you want to die?" The Devil Child hastily said, "Don't be impulsive. Everyone stop. Don't misunderstand. It's not these two fellow Taoists." Those minor saints were also stunned. The elders of the Devil Palace also looked over and asked, "Young master, what's going on?" They were really worried that the dragon race would take action. The Devil Child said, "Let's go back first." He looked at Lin Xian and said, "I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well. I'll come back another day." Lin Xian knew that it should be Whitey's doing, so he said with a smile, all right. Brother Devil should take care of your body first." The Devil Child quickly left with his people. When he returned to his palace, the Devil Child's face was completely gloomy. Chapter 3759. My ancient black abyss mirror has been stolen by someone. Quickly seal the palace and the evil devil city. Don't let that person escape. What? There was actually such a thing. The people of the evil devil palace were stunned when they heard this. The ancient black abyss mirror was the personal saint tool of the evil devil son. Moreover, it was the independent small world where the evil devil son cultivated. How could it be stolen by someone? Could it be that those two people from the dragon clan had done it? Asked a minor saint. The evil devil son shook his head. It was impossible. I was so close to the two of them. I should have been able to detect it. Moreover, the ancient black abyss mirror was inextricably linked to me. Even if it was stolen, I would still be able to sense it. But now the connection was cut off. Obviously, it was someone who was at least a minor saint. Therefore, it was impossible for it to be done by those two people. I suspect that it might be the people from the Golden Crow race. Go and investigate it. You must get it back. The evil devil's son was mad with anger. That was the space where he cultivated. There were definitely countless heavenly treasures inside. Most of his cultivation resources were inside. No one had ever been able to steal them. Moreover, no one dared to do anything to him. But now his cultivation lair had actually been stolen by someone. Moreover, it was done secretly. Who was the culprit? Could it be that there was an extremely terrifying super expert hiding in the dark? The evil devil's son felt restless when he thought of this. However, when he thought that this was his territory, he felt relieved. Even the holy city didn't dare to do anything to him here. Therefore, he regained his ferocious expression and ordered a thorough investigation. Once the culprit was caught, he would tear him into pieces. The evil devil city was in chaos again. Those cultivators exclaimed. What was going on? What had happened to the evil devil palace? Damn it, this was really an eventful period. Everyone shrunk their necks and didn't dare to move around. The evil devil palace was like a mad dog now. It was said that they had set their eyes on many major forces and were investigating them secretly. They even angered the experts of the Golden Crow race. They attacked aggressively. In the end, 2 minor saints of the evil devil palace were injured and left. There was new news every day. Every day, there would be a great battle between experts. It could be said that the evil devil city had become an extremely terrifying battlefield. The slightest carelessness could lead to one's death. Everyone was trying to figure out what was going on. Some powerful factions had finally found out that the fiend child had dropped a very important treasure. Now, they were going all out to investigate it. What is this demon child doing? Lei Chang's people in Thunder God City frowned. They were extremely dissatisfied. They had actually been investigated as well. On the other side, the people from the Demon City, such as the 100-eyed Demon Sage and the others, were even more gloomy. If this wasn't the territory of the other party, and if they weren't afraid of the demon son's father, they would have already attacked. Yu Shirchye, Diling, and the others were even more shocked. Over the past few days, the terrifying auras of the powerful sages had directly impacted their nerves, especially the Imperial Mausoleum. Previously, he had thought that he was a peerless genius who looked down on everything. But now, everyone was stronger than him. In particular, Shui Yu, Lei Chong, and the 100-eyed demonic sage were even more powerful. As for the Golden Crow tribe, he could only look up to them. Di Ling's face was filled with despair. Originally, he thought that after killing Lin Xian, he could regain his confidence and once again climb to the peak of the martial path. But now he realized that even without Lin Wudi, there were still Wudi Jin and Wudi Zhang. In short, there were more and more experts who were stronger than him, trampling him under their feet. Di Ling was about to collapse. On the other side, Lin Xian was incomparably leisurely. Now, the two of them were directly in the main hall, and there was no interference from the Demon Palace. Although the Demon Palace was guarding outside, they didn't care. During this time, Lin Xian and He Shan set up a formation and then entered the Great Sage Tower. The Great Sage Tower was an extremely terrifying saint tool. Inside, even minor saints couldn't detect it. Even saint sovereigns couldn't know what was going on inside. It was very safe inside. After entering, Lin Xian asked, "How is it? Did you break it?" He Shan said, "Nonsense. Don't you know who I am? I'm a remnant soul of a great sage." It was easy to break the soul imprint of a brat. Moreover, he couldn't detect it. That's good. Lin Xian smiled. Let's go in. The Crimson Dragon couldn't wait. He Shan said, just in case. He was an old fox, so he was more thorough. First, set up an illusion formation, and let our illusions be outside. If the people of the Demon Palace were to investigate, they wouldn't be exposed. Next, set up a teleportation formation. Once the people of the Demon Palace enter, we will immediately teleport out. This way, they won't be able to detect us. After Shan finished setting up the formation, everyone entered the simple mirror. The simple mirror turned into a whirlpool, sucking everyone in. In the next moment, everyone felt the surrounding aura change. This was indeed an independent space. Inside, black chi filled the air, bringing with it a gloomy and cold aura. As expected of the demon palace, it was really a place to cultivate evil techniques. Lin Xian looked around and sneered. This place made people feel extremely uncomfortable. Fortunately, they were strong enough to use their own laws to resist the terrifying evil aura. The space wasn't big or small. They couldn't see the end of it. Everyone flew up and quickly flew into the distance. Not long after they flew, black mist filled the air below. A huge black dog rushed up and opened its bloody mouth, wanting to swallow the entire sky. Scram! The crimson dragon slapped down, sending the demon dog flying. At the same time, Lin Xian looked around. It seemed that there was quite a bit of danger here. The demon child was truly cautious. He had actually set up so many traps in the place where he cultivated and even raised some terrifying monster beasts. However, this wasn't a problem. Shan and the Crimson Dragon were two formation experts. Lin Xian's formation attainments were also superb. Therefore, the three of them destroyed all the traps along the way. At the same time, the monsters formed by the evil aura were all killed mercilessly. Finally, they arrived in front. In front of them, there was a divine tree that emitted a bright light. This was the sky-piercing divine tree. Lin Xian was shocked. He had seen the North Demon use it more than once. However, the sky-piercing divine tree was in a bad condition. The trunk and leaves of the sky-piercing divine tree had turned black. It was incomparably black. Some of it was almost dyed black. At the roots of the sky-piercing divine tree, there was a figure lying there. It was the North Demon. The Crimson Dragon cried out in surprise. He turned into a ray of light and rushed over. Lin Xian hurried over as well. As he looked at the ground, his expression turned extremely ugly. It was really the North Demon. The North Demon was lying there like a worm. His face was pale as if he was sleeping. On his back, there were roots of the sky-piercing divine tree. Chapter 3760. Damn it! Northern Demon, how are you? Lin Xian and Crimson Dragon hurriedly squatted down and asked. Black Mountain looked at the sky-reaching god tree and kept sizing it up. He seemed to be thinking about something. Northern Demon was too weak. It seemed that his vitality had been sucked dry. Moreover, his body was covered in black chi. Obviously, he couldn't wake up now. What's going on? Should we bring him out? The Crimson Dragon asked. Lin Xian didn't dare to act rashly because he felt that this scene was too strange. What was the demon child trying to do? Did he want to absorb Northern Demon's strength or occupy the sky-reaching god tree? He looked at Black Mountain and asked, Do you know what's going on? Shan nodded. He could see that the evil demon child wanted to occupy this heavenly god tree and let it grow in this space. Your friend is not bad. Even I am envious of his myriad demon body. Black Mountain's eyes shone brightly. He said, Don't worry, kid. I will save this person and take him as my disciple. Really? That's great. Hurry up and tell me how to save him. Lin Xian was overjoyed. Black Mountain was a great sage. If he took Black Mountain as his master, his future would be limitless. Lin Xian also knew that Black Mountain's original body was also a tree demon. He was called Old Demon Black Mountain and was very terrifying. He had learned about this when they talked before. Northern Demon had the myriad demon body and also had the sky-reaching god tree. It was probably because of Northern Demon's body that Black Mountain cherished talent. Black Mountain said, There are 49 formations here that can't be easily touched. We have to break them in order. Otherwise, my little disciple's life will be in danger. Black Mountain's eyes flickered. Next, he, the Crimson Dragon, and Lin Xian worked together to break the formations. During this time, they were teleported out twice because the demon palace's people came in. It seemed that the demon palace was also suspicious of them. Fortunately, Black Mountain had set up a spatial formation in advance and teleported back in an instant. Therefore, there were no flaws. When the Devil Palace's people saw that they didn't have any suspicions, they retreated. After the Devil Palace's people left, Lin Xian and the others returned to the mirror and continued to break the array formation. Finally, all of the formations were destroyed. Then, he dug the Northern Demon out of the ground. His injuries are very serious, and his body is filled with this demonic aura. He will probably only recover after he clears it out. Black Mountain said with a frown. Lin Xian said, "Don't worry about it. I can get rid of the devil's tears. He has the great dragon sword spirit, so he can definitely destroy this aura." "All right, then remove the demonic aura. Leave the rest to me. I'll be able to restore it." After that, Lin Xian began to use the great dragon sword soul to help expel the demonic energy from the North Demon's body. This process took a long time, about 10 days. After 10 days, the black aura on the North Demon's body completely disappeared. Black Mountain took action. 5 days later, the Northern Demon finally woke up. He was extremely weak. "Brother Lin, it's you. Rizalong, you're here too." Northern Demon was shocked. "Am I dreaming?" He had been in despair for the past few days. "No, we're here." Lin Xian said, "You're still very weak now. You'd better recuperate. We'll take revenge for you." Lin Xian left behind a large number of natural treasures and pills. He wanted the Northern Demon to recover slowly. He, the Crimson Dragon, and Black Mountain began to discuss how to take revenge. Of course, it was to kill the Devil Child. The dark rainbow dragon gritted his teeth. It would be best if they could kill the Devil Palace. It's not realistic to kill the Devil Palace. We're not strong enough now, and the Devil Palace has a lot of little saints. However, it's not impossible to kill the Devil Child. At that time, we can shift the blame. Lin Xian and the other two discussed carefully and began to set up formations. This included all kinds of concealment formations and teleportation formations. During this time, they returned to the ancient mirror and searched again. Lin Xian laughed. The Crimson Dragon even circled around the mirror. "Damn, he robbed them all." Black Mountain floated over and said, "Don't destroy the space here. I can make good use of it. Give the mirror to the Northern Demon." "What do you need the mirror for?" Lin Xian was surprised. Black Mountain said, "The Devil Child can use his devil aura to transform the heavenly tree into the devil tree. Then I can make the heavenly tree turn this place into the land of the demon god. At that time, the Northern Demon and I will cultivate here. It'll be much more comfortable than staying in your pendant." "All right, you can do whatever you want." Lin Xian didn't care about this. The most important thing for him now was to take revenge. They had a lot of resources in their hands, so they only needed time. A few days later, all of the required formations were finally completed. It's time to find the Devil Child. Lin Xian and the Dark Rainbow Dragon came out. "What's the matter? Young masters of the dragon race. There are people guarding outside. It seems that the Devil Palace hasn't given up yet." Lin Xian said coldly, "I have something to tell the Devil Child. Go and report it." "Young master, please wait." The Devil Palace's people went to report it. Not long after, the Devil Child came. His face was still a bit ugly. However, when he saw Lin Xian, he smiled. "I wonder what the two of you are looking for me for." Lin Xian said, "We are here to bid farewell to you." "Bid farewell? What's going on?" The Devil Child was stunned. "Could it be that the two of you don't want to find the dragon race's corpse anymore? We'll have a clue soon." "There's no need. We've already found a clue," Lin Xian said proudly. He glanced at the devil child, and a cold light appeared in his eyes. Although this is your territory, you're not the only one who can find out information. My dragon race still has some methods. What? Found it. The devil child was startled. I wonder, where did you get the information from? The two of you couldn't have been deceived, right? We found out that the Rain clan and the dragon race seem to know each other. So, we're going to investigate. Goodbye. Lin Xian didn't give the devil child a chance to think. The devil child's face changed. If his secret was discovered, the dragon race's anger would descend on his head. Therefore, he said, this is my territory after all. If the two of you encounter any accident here, I'm afraid it'll be hard for me to explain. How about this? I'll follow the two of you. Wait for me, I'm already in a hurry. You're going to meet a mere Rain clan, yet you're still so careful? This is really unexpected. There was a trace of disdain in his words. The devil child's face changed. Since the two of you are in a hurry, let's go. Young master, this old servant will follow you. From afar, an old man rushed over and arrived beside the devil child in an instant. Lin Xian was startled. It was a minor saint. The Crimson Dragon wanted to say something, but he was stopped by Lin Xian. It's just a minor saint. If he insisted on saying something, it would arouse the other party's suspicion. The devil child nodded and looked at Lin Xian. Let's go. The four of them soared into the sky and left the palace, flying towards the Devil City. Chapter 37:61. When they arrived at the residence of the Rain clan, the old man wanted to shout and tell the Rain clan to come out and greet him. However, Lin Xian stopped him. Doing so would only scare them away. It was better to enter quietly and set up a formation. Don't let them escape. Hearing this, the small saint of the Devil Palace set up a battle technique and sealed the entire residence. Then the group entered. As soon as they entered, Lin Xian took action and used the Great Sage Pagoda to take the two of them in. The Crimson Dragon and Black Mountain set up countless formations and covered the entire residence. Among them were some illusion formations, causing the Rain clan members to not know that they had entered. They also entered the Great Sage Pagoda. The next moment, the demon child and the old man were shocked. Damn it! You dare to plot against us! They were really shocked, because they didn't expect that Lin Xian and Black Mountain would dare to attack them. Although the demon child was angry, he didn't panic. He was a top genius and was very strong. Moreover, he brought a small saint with him this time. How could the two of them defeat him? After Black Mountain entered, he activated the Great Sage Pagoda. Even if the other party had the ability to reach the heavens, they wouldn't be able to spread the news. I've finally caught you guys. Lin Xian smiled. The demon child also sneered. You guys don't know the difference between life and death. Previously, I gave you guys face because you were from the Dragon Clan. But now, you guys actually dare to attack me. Well, if I die here, your Dragon Clan members won't be able to find me. The demon child's voice was ferocious. The old man snorted. Two stupid kids. Do you think you can fight against a small saint? Seems like you don't know anything. Who told you that I'm from the Dragon Clan? Lin Xian took a step forward. The bones in his body changed and crackling sounds could be heard. The next moment he regained his true appearance. Damn, Brett, it's actually you. The demon child was stunned when he saw the other party. How could it be him? Shouldn't he be killed? He was really shocked. That night, the 10 small saints went to kill him. Shouldn't he have turned into ashes long ago? Why is he still here? Damn it, who is this person? He then looked at the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon also transformed into its original form. It was a divine dragon bearing its fangs and brandishing its claws. It danced in the air and let out a loud dragon roar. What? You don't recognize me? Are you Grandpa Long? It's you. You actually survived. The devil child was stunned once again. This time, even the little saint was flabbergasted. How could they not recognize him? But wasn't he supposed to be dead? Why was he still alive? Damn it, the two of you are in cahoots. At this moment, they finally understood. That means my black smoke ancient mirror was also stolen by you guys. Looks like you're not stupid. Tell me, how do you want to die? Lin Xian asked coldly. Just the two of you? You want to kill me? What a joke. I don't know how you managed to survive that pursuit, but you're definitely not a match for a little saint. Kill him. The evil demon child waved his hand, and the old man walked out, revealing a sinister smile. At first, he was worried that the secret would be leaked. But if I kill you here, no one will know our secret. The old man attacked fiercely. His terrifying aura suppressed the 9 heavens and 10 earths. He was a true little saint. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon instantly retreated, avoiding the attack. The little saint sneered. Don't run. You can't escape. Run. Who said we're running? We just don't want to be splashed by your blood. Next, you'll be crying and begging me. The little saint snorted. He didn't believe that anyone could hurt him. Even if the other party had a little saint, he was still not afraid. However, at the next moment, his expression changed because he felt a beam of light above his head flying towards him. That light was too terrifying. It made his hair stand on end. With a swoosh, he was sent flying. Half of his body was penetrated. He fell to the ground and kept screaming. Ah, damn it. What happened? What was that? He was crazy. There was actually something that could injure him so badly in an instant. The evil demon's son was also dumbfounded. How could it be? He wasn't dreaming, right? They looked up and saw a man floating in the sky like a black fog. There was also a man who looked like a fiend god. The aura around him was too terrifying. It was as if he couldn't bear it. Young master, run. That's an extraordinary saint weapon. The old man's wound quickly healed. His face was full of fear. Lin Xian smiled. Of course it's extraordinary. That's a great saint weapon. What do you think? Have you seen its power? A great saint weapon. Hearing this, the old man and the evil demon son's eyeballs almost popped out. To be honest, it was too terrifying. A great saint was an existence that was even more terrifying than a saint king. They could sweep through the 9 heavens and 10 earths. They didn't even know if there was a great saint in the second astral realm. Why did the other party have such a thing? Damn it, how dare you frame me? The evil demon's son gritted his teeth and roared. My father is the evil demon overlord. He will soon become a saint king. If you dare to touch me, you will die. He will tear you into pieces. Why are you threatening us? Seems like you are afraid, but your threat is useless. If you die here today, who will know that we are the ones who killed you? Don't worry, we have already thought of who to blame. Also, don't use your father to pressure others. Although your father is only 1 step away from becoming a saint king, this step will stop him for thousands of years. Do you believe it? So, your father won't be able to come out in a short period of time. Lin Xian sneered. He Shan continued to attack. In the sky, He Shan activated the great saint weapon and the corpse of the great saint and attacked rapidly. The terrifying speed of light hit the minor saint and made him miserable. Every time his body was broken, the minor saint would scream miserably. This kind of torture made him wish he was dead. Obviously, He Shan could kill him with a single blow, but he didn't. Instead, he let him suffer this kind of torture. Wait, Lin Gongzi, this is a misunderstanding. I think we can resolve it. The evil demon's son was no longer arrogant. He only wanted to beg for mercy and make peace with He Shan. How about we write off the grudge between us? Write off the grudge? Lin Xian laughed. Who do you think you are? How dare you write off the grudge with us? You harmed 2 of my friends, and even tried to kill me. Do you think we can write off the grudge? This evil demon's son is really naive. Does he still think that he is high and mighty? Damn, brat, don't you go too far. If you have the ability, don't use the great saint weapon. Let's have a fair fight. You are definitely not my opponent. The evil demon's son roared crazily. What? Trying to provoke me? I will fall for it. Rusalong, I will leave this person to you. The Crimson Dragon walked out. Don't worry, I will let him know what it means to live a life worse than death. Chapter 3762. Just you? The demon child was disdainful. When he caught the Crimson Dragon, the other party was only a level 1 sage and he was a level 5 sage. How long had it been? Even if the other party had broken through, he would at most be a level 2 sage. If he wanted to kill such a person, he could do it with a slap. Good opportunity. Kill one first. The demon child's eyes turned red. He roared, and the demon chi in his body surged, forming countless black abysses that rushed forward. The moment he came, he attacked with all his might. It was a sure kill. The Crimson Dragon roared, and the dragon blood in his body surged. Every dragon scale seemed to have turned into a peerless blade, making clanging sounds. The void kept collapsing, and the dragon chi rushed over. The two collided, and the sky fell and the earth cracked, sweeping across the entire space. However, this was the Great Sage Tower. Even if the sky fell and the earth cracked, the Great Sage Tower would not be damaged at all. Not to mention them, even the sage would not be damaged in the slightest. Not even a trace of energy could be transmitted out. Therefore, the people outside had no idea what was happening here. What demon child? You're just eso. Look at your grandpa dragon. I'll beat you up today. The Crimson Dragon roared and rushed over. The demon child was stunned. How was this possible? He did not dare to believe that the other party was not an ant. How could he fight against him? I don't believe it. The demon child roared, and the demon chi in his hand formed a huge scythe, surrounded by terrifying laws. The Tao of heaven and earth kept intertwining, slashing forward. Everywhere it passed, the void would quickly shatter. He was confident that he could kill the other party with this attack. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He had to admit that the demon child was very strong. It seemed that he was stronger than Lei Chong. He was indeed a genius. However, he was also confident in Rusalong. The current Rusalong's strength had increased greatly, and he was already a level 5 sage. His cultivation was higher than Lin Xian's. Moreover, he had eaten so many pinching fruits, and with the dragon race's great powers, his power was definitely beyond imagination. As expected, the Crimson Dragon was still not afraid. With a swing of his tail, he sent the huge scythe flying. Next, he kept attacking. Boom! Suddenly, the Crimson Dragon smashed one of the demon child's legs with its claw. Then, its tail whipped the demon child's waist like a heavenly blade, cutting it in half. The evil demon child let out a blood-curdling screech and counterattacked crazily. The Crimson Dragon was also sent flying, and many of its dragon scales fell off. However, his eyes were also red and he continued to fight. In the end, the demon child couldn't win and could only escape. He wanted to lure the little saint to kill him. That old man was screaming miserably on the ground. However, he didn't die. When he saw the evil demon child's cry for help, he opened his mouth and spat out a ray of light. The great Tao of heaven and earth intertwined on it, as if it was splitting the world apart. It quickly charged over. The Crimson Dragon was shocked. Damn, how shameless! He quickly roared, "Black Mountain, attack!" Black Mountain waved in the sky and struck down at the speed of light, knocking away the light. At the same time, he attacked the Devil Child and the Minor Saint. It was as if the evil demon child was struck by lightning. His body was torn into pieces. The pain almost made him faint. Damn it, let's fight fairly if you have the guts. Bah, I'll spit on your face. You let the little saint fight first, and you still say it's fair? The Crimson Dragon despised him. You looked down on other geniuses before, but I guess every genius has more backbone than you. Lin Xian also snorted coldly. Damn it, the evil demon child roared. Black light emerged in his eyes. It was the evil demon eye. This was a soul attack. He burned his bloodline and attacked desperately. He wanted to drag his opponent down, even if he had to die. Buzz. Lin Xian activated the heavenly secret child prodigy. His golden eyes were like the eyes of a god, looking down and confronting the black, evil demon eye. In the void, the soul collision was unusually fierce and terrifying. Ka. The black, evil demon eye was shattered. The evil demon child fell to the ground, covering his eyes with blood flowing out. My eyes. Damn it, how is it possible? You can actually destroy my technique. He was too shocked. Did his opponent have such a terrifying eye technique? Evil demon, you have to go to hell. I'll send you down now. Lin Xian used the spring and autumn lock, locking the evil demon child's soul into his illusory world. He activated 10,000 merciless tortures. As for the Crimson Dragon, he was responsible for attacking the opponent's body, breaking all the bones in the opponent's body and ravaging them. As for the little saint, he was beaten to death by Heishan. All kinds of screams were heard. In the end, Lin Xian also locked the little saint into the spring and autumn reincarnation, making him suffer 10,000 years of torture. In the end, both of their bodies were badly mutilated. Their souls were tortured for 10,000 years, and they died in despair. Awesome. The Crimson Dragon let out a long sigh of relief. It was too awesome. He finally vented the anger in his heart. Lin Xian also said, after dealing with them, it was time to throw the blame. Let's go and arrange it quickly. The two of them rushed out of the Great Sage Tower. Outside, the people of the Rain Clan and Spirit Sealing Star were still unaware of what had happened. At this moment, they were packing up and preparing to return. That was because the matter here was about to come to an end. They had seen the auction, and their enemy, Lin Xian, had been killed. Although they had suffered some losses, it was still not bad overall. At this moment, an attack suddenly came towards them. Not good. Someone is attacking us. The faces of the Rain Clan's experts changed. The Saints of Spirit Sealing Star also roared and counterattacked. They attacked crazily. At this moment, they didn't hold back at all. The laws exploded in all directions. However, they were puzzled. Who was attacking them? They didn't provoke anyone on the evil demon planet. How could they know that it was the array that had been activated? Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon held the old man and the evil demon child's bodies and attacked them continuously, so that the other party's attacks would land on the bodies. It's still not enough. Lin Xian said, Ruffian Zilong, let the energy be more violent. There was no problem. The dark red divine dragon activated an even more violent array formation, and an overwhelming amount of nomological laws and energy rushed over. The people inside were also enraged. Courting death. Let's kill our way out. The Rain Clan's small saint roared crazily. The small saint of Spirit Sealing Star also led his people to kill their way out. Yu Shirchye and Di Ling followed closely with cold expressions. In the next moment, they finally killed their way out. However, what welcomed them was an even more violent aura. Who was attacking them? The gazes of these experts spread out from all directions. Soon, they locked onto two figures in the distance and killed their way over. Two small saints rushed over and attacked crazily, sending the two figures flying. No, why did they feel so weak? They felt that the two of them couldn't resist at all. While they were puzzled, a scream suddenly came from afar. Damn the Rain Clan! You dare to kill the evil demon child? The evil demon palace will definitely not let you off. This voice directly tore through the array and spread to the 9 heavens. Chapter 3763. At this moment, everyone in the evil demon city heard it. What was going on? Someone was attacking the evil demon's son? Who was it? In an instant, they were all stunned. Just how audacious was this? The evil demon palace received the news immediately. Instantly, they tore through the void and rushed over. What? The evil demon's son? The people of the Rain Clan were also stunned. The people of the Spirit Sealing Star were also dumbfounded. What was going on? Could it be that they were attacking the evil demon's son? Damn it, this was impossible. Everyone screamed. Dealing also said that they didn't know the evil demon's son at all. Why would he target them? Damn it, this was a trap. The small saint of the Rain clan felt his scalp go numb. We have to make it clear, or we'll be the scapegoat. Yu Shircha said. The people of the evil demon planet sneered. Make it clear? Could they make it clear? The death of the evil demon's son was a huge matter. It would definitely cause a huge earthquake. These experts didn't say anything else. They directly brought Dealing and rushed into the sky. The people of the Rain clan also felt their scalps go numb. They also brought Yu Shircha and quickly tore open the formation. Just as they moved, the experts of the evil demon palace arrived. In an instant, they landed nearby. People were standing in all directions. They tore open the array and saw the two corpses on the ground. No, these people collapsed in an instant because the corpses were the evil demon's son. The old man next to him was also an expert of the evil demon palace. Dead, the evil demon's son was really dead. They grabbed the corpses and carefully examined them. They found that the souls had long been obliterated. Damn it, they actually killed the young master. Kill them all. Tear them into pieces. These people of the evil demon palace had really gone crazy. Each of them killed their way out with red eyes. Heaven and earth shattered. Violent energy streaked across the sky. In front of them, the people of the Rain clan felt their scalps go numb. They ran for their lives. The expert of the spirit sealing, Star, wanted to explain. Stop, this was a misunderstanding. He wanted to say something, but the violent energy immediately rushed over and killed that saint. When the remaining people saw this scene, they didn't say anything and ran for their lives. If they stopped to explain now, they would be courting death. It was better to escape back to their families first. Soon, these people fled the evil demon city. From the looks of it, he wanted to escape from this world. The people of the evil demon city were all stunned. They also rushed over one after another. When they found that the ground was shattered, they were extremely frightened. This should be the place where the Rain clan was located. That's right, the people from Spirit Sealing Star were also here. What had they done? I think I heard it. They killed the devil's child. That was impossible, right? How powerful was the evil demon's child? How could the Rain clan dare to provoke him? Who knew? There might be some hidden secrets, but no one cared about it now. Most likely, the Rain clan was completely finished. For a moment, everyone was discussing spiritedly. The entire evil demon city was in an uproar. Not only that, but the Fiend planet was also in an uproar. The Fiend child was the peak genius of the entire world. In the future, he would be a peak overlord. But now he had actually fallen. This was definitely an earth-shattering event. Some of the Saint Realm geniuses found it hard to believe. When the Silver Palace's young master heard this, he was dumbfounded. The other party was actually dead. One had to know that the Devil Child was his sworn enemy. Both of them would fight for thousands of years in the future. But now the Devil Child had really fallen. He felt like he was in a dream. On the other side, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon looked at this scene with sneers on their faces. Very good. The enemy was killed, and the blame was thrown to the other party. Next, they would just wait for a good show. They stayed in the evil demon city, waiting for news from afar. And at this time, Lin Xian thought of another matter. There were a total of 13 treasure boxes. At that time, only 10 of them were auctioned. There were still 3 left. Originally, they were waiting for things to calm down before auctioning them. But the following events were more shocking than the previous one. Now that the Fiend Child was dead, these 3 treasure boxes should not be auctioned anymore. Oh, there was still that thing. The Crimson Dragon's eyes lit up, and he became spirited. Now that he was fine and the Northern Demon was still alive and recovering, it could be said that he had nothing to do. Now that he heard this and the news, he was naturally excited. Moreover, He had personally dug out these treasure boxes before, and he knew how precious they were. He said, "Kid, do you want to do something big again and snatch those 3 treasure boxes? I have such a plan." Lin Xian said, "Those things should still be in the Fiend Child's temporary imperial residence. Black Mountain, did you check it out the last time you checked it out?" "You don't say I did. But at that time I was too anxious to save people, so I didn't pay much attention to it." The 3 of them discussed and prepared to return immediately. Now was a very good time, because the people of the evil demon palace were chasing after the Rain Clan. There were not many people left, and the number of experts was even fewer. So, if they took action now, they would definitely be able to get it. The 3 of them turned into a gust of wind and rushed toward the Fiend Child's temporary imperial residence. When they arrived, they found that the guards of the palace were much lax compared to before. There wasn't even a minor saint. At most, there were only 5th heavenly layer saints, and there were only 3 of them. It was not a big deal for them. When they were about to take action, Black Mountain said, "Wait, there's a problem." "What's going on?" the Crimson Dragon asked. Black Mountain looked into the distance and said, "Seems like it's not just us. There are other people who have designs on this place." Hearing that, the Crimson Dragon and Lin Xian looked around. Lin Xian's eyes burst out with golden radiance. Soon he cried out in alarm. Those people had also come. He saw Lei Chong and the others from Thunder God City, Hundred-Eyed Demon Saint, Shui Yu and the others from Myriad Demon City. Even Jean Hai from Golden Palace Technique was there. Apart from them, there was also a mysterious woman in an emerald green dress. Beside her was an old granny. These people were really bold. But thinking about it, their strength was not any weaker than the Fiend Child. Now that the Fiend Child of the evil demon palace was dead, they naturally wanted to fish in troubled waters. Let's wait for them to fight first. The 3 of them observed in the dark. Daoist Si was the first to lose his patience and took action. He was suppressed by the people of the evil demon palace before, so he was naturally unhappy. At this moment, he attacked and destroyed 2 5th heavenly layer sages. One could imagine how terrifying his strength was. At this moment, the Hundred-Eyed Demon Saint took action. He pulled a 5th heavenly layer saint into an illusion, and there was no resistance at all. 100 Eyes. Jean Hai looked at the other party. The 100-Eyed Demon Saint also looked at Jean Hai, and a biting cold radiance burst out from his eyes. Jean Hai's aura was monstrous, and the 100-Eyed Demon Saint's 100 eyes were emitting a terrifying radiance. These 2 were top geniuses. Moreover, each of them had their own characteristics. At this moment, the 2 sides were confronting each other. The atmosphere was extremely frightening. There were other warriors of the evil demon palace in the surroundings. After they arrived, they were gnashing their teeth in anger. "Damn it! How dare you behave so atrociously in our territory?" Chapter 3764. Don't be too arrogant. Don't think that the Fiend Palace is afraid of you just because you're from the sacred city. Buzz. The 100-Eyed Demon Overlord stretched out his hand and used the heavenly wind eye to cut the 2 saints into pieces. Jean Hai was even more terrifying. He let out a long roar and completely enveloped the 5 of them, turning them into ashes. "If you talk nonsense again, I'll kill all of you. Get lost." "Haha, it's really lively." Lei Chong also walked out with his men. "How dare you 2 have designs on the treasure boxes? Leave now and I'll spare your lives." Jean Hai waved his hand arrogantly. The 100-Eyed Demon Overlord's face darkened. "No one has dared to talk to me like that for a long time." "Humph! Although the Golden Crow tribe is strong, they might not be able to block my hundreds of eye techniques. Do you want to try?" The 100-Eyed Demon Overlord was filled with killing intent. On the other side, Lei Chong was even more furious. Lightning erupted from his body, forming a sea of lightning. "Humph! You don't know what's good for you. I'll send you 2 to hell." Jean Hai let out a long roar, and terrifying flames swept out. A great battle broke out. The three of them fought fiercely. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon watched in the dark. It would be best if they died together. The dark rainbow dragon was excited, while Lin Xian was surprised that someone didn't make a move and wasn't discovered. What a surprise! Let's follow. Lin Xian found that the woman in the emerald green dress didn't make a move. Instead, she quietly rushed toward the treasure boxes. She tore open the array, which surprised him even more. It seemed that the woman in the emerald green dress wasn't ordinary. We followed them and they did the same. They tore open the formation and went in. Sure enough, there were 3 treasure boxes placed there. The mysterious woman was walking between the 3 treasure boxes, as if she was deciding which one to take. Idiot, take all 3. The Crimson Dragon was very dissatisfied. This girl was too slow. His voice startled the other party. The girl turned her head with a look of shock. It's you. She looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian was surprised. Do you know me? Right now, he and the Crimson Dragon had changed their appearances again. Naturally, they didn't want to be recognized. Of course, even though you've changed your appearance, I still recognize your scent. The emerald green girl smiled. Her sweet smile was like 100 flowers blooming. Smell. Lin Xian was surprised. This was the first time he had heard of someone using smell to identify people. However, from this, it could be seen that this girl was even more extraordinary. The Crimson Dragon muttered, sniffing people with his nose, "What kind of sign is this?" The girl looked at the Crimson Dragon and exclaimed, You're actually alive!" This time, the Crimson Dragon was even more shocked. "Wow, you even know about this. Since you know the secret, I can't let you live." The Crimson Dragon stepped forward. The mysterious woman smiled, sweetly, not minding at all. At this moment, an old granny walked out from beside her. The aura she emitted made the dark rainbow godly dragon's hair stand on end. Even Lin Xian's expression was solemn. He could see that the old granny was a minor saint and not an ordinary one. If they really fought, they wouldn't be able to gain the upper hand. Moreover, they would be exposed. Therefore, he said, "Senior, don't worry. We won't fight." He looked at the mysterious woman. 3 treasure boxes for 3 people. How about 1 for each of them? All right, I'll take this one. The mysterious woman pointed at a bowl-sized treasure box and put it away. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon each took one. One was about the size of a fist, and the other was about the size of a stool. After putting them away, they prepared to leave. At the same time, an angry voice sounded from outside. "Damn it! How dare you fish in troubled waters? Do you think we don't exist?" With a roar, a pair of eyes appeared in the sky. Berserk soul surges, terrifying rays of light waste. It was the 100-eyed demon saint. Obviously, the other party had also torn open the formation. They didn't expect that the treasure would be taken by someone else first. What? Jean Hai and Lei Tsong were also angry when they heard that. They immediately attacked. Lei Chong struck out terrifying lightning, tearing open the formation. Jean Hai turned into a golden crow and shattered the void in the sky. The next moment, they surrounded Lin Xian, the Crimson Dragon, and the mysterious woman. "Who are you? How dare you steal from under our noses? Hand it over obediently, then kneel at the side and wait for death." Jean Hai's expression was cold. The mysterious woman frowned. The old granny walked out again, emitting a powerful aura. Immediately, the few people felt their hair stand on end. At this moment, a powerful old man walked out from behind Jean Hai, the 100-eyed demon saint, and Lei Chong. Their expressions were incomparably solemn. It seemed that, although the geniuses attacked, there were minor saints behind them. It should be a precaution. The default rule is that we won't attack. A minor saint said. The other minor saints nodded one after another. Then they hid in the void. "Hand over the treasure box on your body." The 100-eyed demon Saint stared at the mysterious woman. He must have discovered something, so he wanted it very much. Lei Chong stared at the Crimson Dragon. It's you then. How are you going to die? He didn't know the Crimson Dragon at all, but in his opinion he didn't care about it at all. No matter who the opponent was, it was impossible for them to defeat him. You want to steal my things? Go to hell. The Crimson Dragon opened his mouth and spewed out dragon flames. The Tao Ti on fire was still sweeping over. Right now, he did not transform into a dragon. Instead, he had transformed into a handsome young man. He looked very handsome, but the moment he attacked, it was truly berserk to the extreme. How dare you attack me? You're courting death. Lei Chong also attacked. In an instant, the 4 experts attacked one after another. Only Lin Xian and Jin Hai were left in the field. Jin Hai looked at him and said indifferently, "You're no match for me, so kneel down obediently and accept your death. I'll leave you with an intact corpse. You want the treasure box in my hand? Fine. I heard that the meat of the golden crow is not bad. Give me half of your flesh, and I'll roast it into skewers. You're courting death." Jin Hai was completely enraged. He had once had one of his wings torn off and roasted into skewers. Moreover, there was a powerhouse of the Golden Crow clan who was completely roasted. That was the pain of the Golden Crow clan. No one could mention that in front of them, but the other party was so reckless. Even the powerhouse of the Golden Crow clan, who was hiding in the void, was emitting a biting, cold, killing intent. If it weren't for the rules, he would have slapped this detestable kid to death. He didn't make a move. In his opinion, Jin Hai could easily kill the other party in one move if he attacked. Go to hell. Jin Hai sneered. The golden wings on his back spread out and charged towards Lin Xian like a heavenly blade. He wanted to split Lin Xian in half. Lin Xian sneered. He didn't learn his lesson. His figure swayed and dodged the attack. Then he raised his hand and a sword chi flew out. This sword chi was too cold. It was like a peerless divine sword that suddenly slashed down. How was that possible? Jin Hai's hair stood on end. He realized that the power of this sword was beyond his imagination. It could even threaten him. Chapter 37:65. It was so unbelievable that he was dumbfounded. He could clearly feel that the other party's cultivation was completely inferior to his. But why was the other party's attack so violent? Damn it! He roared angrily, turned around, and tried to dodge. However, it was too late. The speed of the sword was beyond his expectations. One strike. It hit his wing. Poochie! Blood splattered, and one of his wings was directly chopped off. Ah! Jin Hai screamed, his feathers trembled, and blood flowed wildly. He was going crazy. He didn't expect that his wing would be cut off again. This was the second time. He almost fainted from the immense shame and humiliation he felt. In fact, he didn't know that the person who cut off his wing twice was the same person. If he knew, he would probably explode in anger. "Kid, how dare you hurt me? I'll make you wish you were dead." Jin Hai's eyes were filled with a terrifying light. It was a biting, cold, killing intent. He must kill the other party. However, as soon as he finished speaking, countless sword lights slashed over. Some of them hit his body, sending him flying backward. Several bloody marks appeared on his body, and his golden feathers kept trembling. They fell into the void and ignited everything. Boom! At that moment, a fist blasted over with an incomparable aura. Damn it, get lost! Jin Hai screamed, dodging and counterattacking. He kept waving his arms, and the flames turned into monstrous laws that collided with the fist. However, the fist was too powerful for him to block at all. It tore through the flames that filled the sky and blasted his body again, leaving a bloody hole in his body. Just a little bit more, and he would have been torn into pieces. It happened in an instant, but Jin Hai was seriously injured. This scene caused the surrounding people to be stunned. How is that possible? Lei Chong was dumbfounded, and the white-eyed overlord's pupils also constricted. How could that person be so powerful? They all stared at Lin Xian. However, they didn't make a move because their opponent was also very powerful. That kid is still so powerful. The Crimson Dragon was surprised. He originally thought that after his cultivation improved, he would be able to suppress Lin Xian. But from the looks of it now, that might not necessarily be the case. It was even possible that he might not be able to defeat the other party. The mysterious girl was not very surprised, because she had seen Lin Xian beat up Jin Hai before. The other little saints were equally shocked. The minor saint couldn't bear it any longer. He let out a cold snort and shielded Jin Hai with one hand. The other hand reached out and grabbed at Lin Xian from all directions. Boom! The void continued to shatter. Lin Xian's pupils shrank. Damn it, he quickly dodged, using his void god art to avoid the most fatal attack. The energy shock waves hit his body, causing his blood and qi to churn. Is the little saint going to make a move? Lei Chong and the others were shocked. Crimson Dragon's expression also changed. Damn, how shameless! Lin Xian also laughed. Was the Golden Crow clan so despicable and shameless? Didn't they agree to follow the rules and let the younger generation fight? Jin Hai, are you a man? If you are, then come out and fight me one-on-one. What's the point of hiding behind a little saint? Are you a turtle? How can someone like you be called a genius? You are not even qualified to be my opponent. Lin Xian sneered. Jin Hai was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. He had never been looked down upon like this. Damn kid, I'll fight it out with you. He wanted to rush out, but he was stopped by the elder. Don't fall into his trap. He is trying to provoke you. You are the genius of our Golden Crow clan. There is no need to fight with an unknown person. Moreover, the rules are an agreement between people of equal status. The others have little saints to protect them, so it's meaningless for us to fight. But what about you? Do you have a little saint behind you? If not, you can go to hell. The elder's face was cold. He had already checked. Lin Xian seemed to have come with only 2 people, and there were no powerful experts of the older generation behind him. There was no need to talk about rules for such a person. They could just kill him directly. Another dozen or so nomological laws rushed over. Lin Xian kept dodging them, his expression ugly to the extreme. Despicable old thing. Who told you that I have no one behind me? Don't you like to suppress others with your strength? Very well then. Today, yours truly will let you have a taste of what it feels like to be hung up and beaten up. Hey Sean, you can attack now. You want to beat me up with your strength? The elder's face was full of disdain. So what if he has a little saint behind him? He was a super expert of the Golden Crow clan, and he could crush people of the same level. Lei Shenqing and the little saint of Myriad Demon City were also full of disdain. However, they soon changed their minds. In the sky, black qi filled the air, and a figure appeared with an extremely terrifying aura. It caused the heaven and earth to tremble. Everyone stopped at this moment. Their eyes were filled with fear as they looked at that figure. Who is this person? What a terrifying aura! How is this possible? The elder screamed. He found that the aura had completely surpassed his. It was an existence that he could not imagine. Could it be that a Saint Venerable had come? Thinking of this, his scalp was about to explode. Jin Hai's face was full of fear. Previously, they could crush the other party because they had a little saint on their side. They did not expect an even more powerful existence to jump out from behind the other party. Why? Aren't you bullying others with your strength? Come on. Use your 1,000 years of cultivation to hit me. Lin Xian sneered. The Crimson Dragon also laughed. Haha, old fools, you've kicked an iron plate, haven't you? Let's see how you're going to die this time. I don't believe it. You must be bluffing. The Golden Crow, little saint, gritted his teeth and roared. He threw out both of his palms, and a golden crow phantom soared into the sky. A terrifying light shone on the 9 heavens and 10 lands. Little golden crow, how dare you attack me? You must be tired of living. In the sky, He-Shan sneered and swung the great sage pagoda. Boom! The golden crow phantom was shattered into pieces. At the same time, the saint aura on He-Shan's body became even more terrifying. Those people were almost out of breath from the pressure. Little golden crow, do you want to die? He-Shan's voice was cold. The elder was completely stunned. His body could not stop trembling. He had never seen such a scene before. Who is this person? A saint venerable? A saint king? He did not dare to imagine, because he realized that he could not detect the other party's cultivation base at all. Damn it. You can't attack me. There are rules in the second astral realm. The elder roared crazily. Rules? He-Shan sneered. You attacked a 3rd heaven saint as a little saint. Have you thought about the rules of the second astral realm? Didn't you say that rules are set for people of the same status? You're just an ant in front of me. Why should I talk to you about rules? No, you can't do this. Even if you're a Saint Venerable, our Golden Crow tribe has Saint Venerables too. If you attack me, our Golden Crow tribe will not let you go. The elder was completely terrified. He did not expect that the other party would return the words he had said before. This was a slap to his face. Moreover, he could not refute it. Chapter 3766. Indeed, he was arrogant before, thinking that Lin Xian had no background, so he wanted to crush him mercilessly. But who would have thought that Lin Xian's background was so powerful that the person he picked could beat him up? Threatening me? Humph, you know the consequences. He-Shan snorted and smashed the Grand Sage Pagoda down. The Golden Crow elder tried to escape, but half of his body was hit. His flesh was badly mangled, and he screamed in pain in the air. Jin Hai was also sent flying. His body exploded, and he screamed in pain. The scene shocked the other experts and sky prides of the sacred city. He's too strong. A minor saint is like an ant in front of him. The Golden Crow tribe's minor saint was beaten up badly, and he was no longer as arrogant as before. Jin Hai knelt on the ground, trembling in fear. He was afraid that he would be killed by this mysterious person. Run. In the end, the Golden Crow tribe's minor saint took Jin Hai and fled in panic, leaving behind a large amount of golden feathers and saint blood. Humph, little golden house. How dare you be so arrogant in front of me? I'll test you thoroughly. He-Shan sneered. The others felt their scalps go numb. This is too scary. At this moment, Lin Xian squinted his eyes and looked at Lei Chong and Hundred-Eyed Demon Saint. Immediately, the two sky prides took a few steps back. Their minor saints also rushed out, protecting them behind them. However, those minor saints felt their scalps go numb. They looked at the tall black figure in the sky and quickly said, "Senior, we don't mean any harm. We'll leave now." After saying that, they didn't dare to stay any longer. They quickly left with their sky prides. Only the Crimson Dragon, Lin Xian, and the mysterious girl in the emerald green dress were left. The old lady beside the girl looked solemn. Obviously, she didn't expect Lin Xian to have such a terrifying expert behind him. "You won't attack me, right?" The mysterious girl looked at Lin Xian and blinked her eyes, showing a pitiful look. Lin Xian asked, "Can you tell me what's in that treasure box of yours?" When the mysterious girl heard this, she smiled sweetly. "Well, I can't tell you. However, I can tell you that it's useless to the two of you. On the contrary, it was of great use to me. I'll remember this favor. I'll return it to you the next time we meet." After saying those words, the mysterious young woman and the old granny quickly left. After everyone left, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon gathered together. Black Mountain also floated down. Lin Xian asked, "How is it?" "I can still hold on," He-Shan said. "It's useless. After a few hits, I feel like my whole body is going to fall apart. No, I have to go and rest. Lin Xian and Dark Red Saint also left. They quietly left the evil demon city, erasing all their auras and changing their appearances. After finding a quiet place, the two of them heaved a sigh of relief. After setting up the array, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon couldn't wait to see what was in the two treasure boxes. After Lin Xian opened them, he was stunned. He found 5 black fruits inside. They were as black as ink. When the Crimson Dragon saw it, his face twitched. Pfft, Ben Huang didn't want it. That brat gave it to you. When the Crimson Dragon saw it, his face turned green. Because these 5 fruits were nirvana fruits. He had eaten so many of them before that he almost died. So now he wouldn't eat them even if he was beaten to death. Lin Xian was happy. He heard from Black Mountain that nirvana fruits were very good things. After eating them, it was like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It could prevent a drastic change from happening. Of course, he also knew that he couldn't eat too many of them. Otherwise, he would die. With his current cultivation and strength, eating 3 of them shouldn't be a problem. He would leave the 2 for the North Demon. Lin Xian thought for a moment. He put the 2 away, then took out the 3. Next, he prepared to undergo nirvana. The dark red dragon god also opened it, and he found that there were also 5 bottles, 5 black bottles. When he opened it, there was a red liquid inside. At the same time, it emitted a terrifying aura. The crimson divine dragon was startled, and Lin Xian sucked in a breath of cold air. What was that? The 2 of them studied it. Then they found that it was blood, and it was extremely terrifying blood. This thing was very beneficial for tempering the body. Kid, let's each take 2 bottles. Leave 1 bottle for the North Demon. All right. Lin Xian nodded. Then he took 2 bottles of super strong blood and went into seclusion. The Crimson Dragon also went into seclusion. The 2 of them began to cultivate and break through. Boom, boom, boom. After Lin Xian ate the nirvana fruit, his vitality dropped to the lowest point. It was as though he had died. The long process of nirvana began. 1 year and 3 months later, Lin Xian's vitality slowly recovered. Then it erupted like a flood. Not only that, the shackles in his body were also broken. His cultivation broke through again and attracted the heavenly tribulation. This time, he broke through to the late stage of the 3rd heavenly layer. His strength had undergone an earth-shattering change. Next, he began to use the 2 bottles of blood. This was a kind of tempering and also a kind of torture. He felt as though his body was about to split open. He didn't dare to use too much of the blood. He only took a small amount each time and smeared it on his body. Another 3 years passed. Lin Xian's aura erupted again. He had reached the 4th heavenly layer. This time, the heavenly tribulation was even more terrifying. However, he easily withstood it. At this moment, Lin Xian was already an early stage 4th heavenly layer sage. He had improved by a whole realm compared to before. As for his physique, it had become even more powerful. In the past, he could withstand the attack of an early stage 5th heavenly layer sage. Now, it seemed that he could withstand any attack below a minor saint. After a few months, the Crimson Dragon also broke through and came out of seclusion. His cultivation had reached the mid-stage of the 5th heavenly layer from the early stage. His physique had also become stronger. It was about the same as Lin Xian's. Even a late-stage 5th heavenly layer sage might not be able to open his physique. Both of them laughed. This was great. They had obtained a treasure this time. It was really great. It should be known that an ordinary sage would take hundreds of years to break through a small realm. It would be a headache to be stuck in a big realm for thousands of years. Unless they were like them, who had obtained a heaven-defined treasure, it was possible to break through in just a few years. Of course, this kind of treasure could only be found by chance. It should be known that the treasure sealed in the stone box was passed down from ancient times. It was even a treasure from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Of course, it was extremely precious. However, the effect was indeed amazing. Lin Xian felt that his body was full of power. Now that he was facing Lei Chong and the others, he was confident that he could defeat them within 3 moves. Lin Xian and Rizalong discussed for a while. The two of them prepared to return to the evil demon city. They changed their appearance and came to the evil demon city to inquire about the news. After all, more than 4 years had passed. They didn't know the situation of the Rain Clan. Chapter 3767. The evil devil city was still as majestic as ever. However, the people inside had already changed batch after batch. Some people left and some people came in. Lin Xian easily managed to obtain the information. After all, this was no secret at all. Everyone in the world knew about it. As it turned out, the Rain Clan was extremely miserable. At that time, although Yu Shirjie and the others managed to escape back to their clan, they were attacked by the people from the Fiend Planet. No matter how they explain it, the Demon Palace's people didn't listen to him at all. After all, their young master had died. Even if it wasn't done by the Rain Clan, they didn't care anymore. They wanted to kill until the hatred in their hearts disappeared. At that time, the Rain Clan had suffered heavy losses. They suffered heavy losses, but they quickly adjusted themselves and counterattacked with the help of their clan's formations. At the same time, the people from the Spirit Sealing Star also came to help. After all, Di Ling was with him at that time, so he was also determined to be the murderer. The people from the Fiend Star also launched an attack. The Spirit Sealing Star and the Rain Clan joined hands to resist. In these 4 years, many great battles had taken place. Of course, the Rain Clan had always been at a disadvantage, being completely suppressed. Not long ago, the Rain Clan had acted recklessly by launching a sneak attack on the experts of the Devil Palace, causing the Devil Palace to lose 2 minor saints. This completely enraged the Fiend Palace. Currently, the Fiend Palace was mobilizing a large number of experts to proceed toward the Rain Clan again. They were planning to completely eliminate the Rain Clan. The Rain Clan was truly reckless. They actually dared to launch a sneak attack. The Crimson Dragon sneered after hearing that. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes. It seemed that the Demon Palace was going to launch an all-out attack this time. Let's go and take a look as well. Who knows? We might be able to personally witness the destruction of the Rain Clan. Okay, let's go. The Crimson Dragon was also interested. Actually, it wasn't just the two of them. Everyone on the Fiend Planet was very excited. Many people were preparing to go. Therefore, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were among them. The Bewilderment Fog ship set off towards the Rain Clan. Lin Xian and Lin Xian asked for a palace and sat down cross-legged. They entered the Black Earth and came to visit the Northern Demon. At this moment, the North Demon had almost fully recovered. His complexion was much better than before. However, he was still at the first heavenly layer. Right now they were lagging behind. However, the Northern Demon was not discouraged. Instead, he was indifferent. After all, he was someone who had experienced life and death. Moreover, he had now defeated Black Mountain as his master. He knew that Black Mountain was a great saint. With the guidance of such a master, his cultivation would definitely advance by leaps and bounds. Of course, the Crimson Dragon and the North Demon would also ask Black Mountain some difficult questions about martial arts from time to time. Black Mountain was able to give them answers. Moreover, Black Mountain was an expert in formations. He was proficient in many ancient formations. Their attainments in spirit formations were also constantly improving. In short, having a great sage to help them solve their doubts was even better than being a personal disciple of a sage king. From the Fiend Star to the Rain Clan, it would take some time. Lin Xian and the others used this time to consolidate their cultivation. On this day, the speed of the bewilderment fog ship suddenly slowed down and even stopped. This caused the people on the ship to be in an uproar. What happened? Crimson Shinong's little face also darkened. Damn, I can't be that unlucky, right? He had been on the bewilderment fog ship twice. The first time he was captured and worked as a coolie for several years. Now he actually encountered another accident. Lin Xian also stood up. He said, "Don't be afraid. The death fog can no longer threaten me. I can take you away immediately." Hearing this, the Crimson Dragon was relieved. As for the others on the bewilderment fog ship, they were puzzled. They asked one after another. Soon, they found that someone was blocking their way. Damn, who is it? The people on the ship were all stunned. They came from the Fiend Star. Usually they were the ones who robbed others. Who dared to rob them? One should know that the people on the ship were all ruthless people, like Devil Kings. The captain was a minor saint from the Fiend Star. At this moment he was also angry. His face was gloomy and cold, and he wanted to attack. However, when he saw who it was, his face changed, and he stopped the bewilderment fog ship. "I wonder why young Master Fu is blocking our ship?" the captain of the bewilderment fog ship asked. There was a small spirit ship in front of them, and there were two people standing on it. The two of them were dressed in white robes. The one standing in front was handsome, like a god who had descended to the mortal world. The person standing next to him had a pale face with a trace of coldness. The two of them were from Peerless City. The one in front was Fu Hongye, and the one behind him was Ghostly. Ghostly stood up and said loudly when he heard the other party's question, "We're from Peerless City. We have something to ask you on this trip to the Fiend Star. Open the formation and let us go up." What? People from Peerless City? Hearing this, the expressions of the people on the ship changed, and the captain's eyes flickered. Why did the people of Peerless City stop them? That was a sacred city. They had never provoked them before. These people discussed animatedly. Of course, there were also people who said, "Have you forgotten?" The third-generation chief disciple of Peerless City, Lin Wudi, died on the Fiend Star 4 years ago. Do you think Peerless City will let it go? As soon as these words came out, everyone remembered. Indeed, Lin Wudi was so dazzling that day that he could contend with the veteran geniuses of other sacred cities. But in the end, he died in the Fiend Star. It was said that his corpse was destroyed, and in the mansion he was in, 10 minor saints had died. It was such a shocking thing that it was still fresh in everyone's mind. It seemed that the people of Peerless City were here to take revenge. However, the number of people they sent was too little. There were only 2 of them. How could they take revenge? He didn't even know who had killed Lin Wudi. Young Master Fu, although we're also from the Fiend Star, we don't know what happened at that time. So please let us go. The captain was very careful. After all, Fu Hongye was an extremely terrifying expert. Fu Hongye stood there and didn't say anything. Ghostly, who was next to him, said, "Don't be afraid. I'm Ghostly. I won't harm you. Don't you believe me?" What? Ghostly? Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Ghostly was also a top genius on the Fiend Star. It could be said that he was known by everyone. However, he left later to participate in the assessment of Peerless City. Now, it seemed that he had indeed become a disciple of Peerless City. Since Ghostly was here, the captain of the bewilderment fog ship heaved a sigh of relief. They opened the formation. Fu Hongye and Ghostly came to the ship. Fu Hongye stood on the bewilderment fog ship and looked around. His voice came out. "My junior brother, Lin Xian, went missing on the Fiend Star 4 years ago. Rumor has it that he was killed. Now, I'm here on the order of Sacred City to investigate. If anyone has any clues, you can tell me. Of course, as long as the news is true, my Peerless City will not mistreat you. And if anyone dares to participate in the murder of my junior brother, my Peerless City will never let them go." Speaking until here, His body emitted an extremely terrifying aura. The faces of those minor saints changed. Chapter 3768. Heavens, this Fu Hongye is too strong. Perhaps even the veteran little saints, like us, are no match for her. For a moment, the crowd was in an uproar. Among the crowd, Lin Xian looked at this scene and felt warm in his heart. It has been 4 years. It seems like the sacred city did not forget about him and sent people to investigate. Although there were only a few people, Lin Xian knew that Fu Hongye alone was comparable to thousands of soldiers and horses. "Kid, they're here for you." And Hong heaved a sigh of relief. "Great, they're not here to rob the ship." After the initial panic, some of the people on the ship began to provide information. Of course, it was all insignificant information. Some of them even dared to fabricate information in order to get a high reward. Some of them were so ridiculous that the corner of Lin Xian's mouth twitched when he heard it. "Please, the person involved is still here. Don't spread rumors." Lin Xian had no choice but to walk out. Otherwise, these people would go crazy. Of course, he also knew the consequences of walking out. It would definitely shock the world. Fu Hongye stood there, listening to the information one by one, expressionless. The corner of Ghost Li's mouth twitched. Damn, these people are too unreliable. It sounded so fake to him. When these people wanted to get their reward, Fu Hongye said that he would give it to them after the information was verified. These people were helpless. They did not dare to snatch it from him, nor did they dare to refute. They could only wait at the side and see if there were other opportunities. At this moment, another 2 people walked over from the crowd. One of them had an aura that was constantly changing, and his face was also constantly changing. When he walked to the front, he finally revealed his true appearance. "Senior brother, I'm here." As soon as he said that, everyone was stunned and looked over. At the next moment, some people were confused and some screamed. "Damn, why is it him?" Some people had seen Lin Xian in the evil demon city. When they saw Lin Xian, they screamed again. Some people who didn't know what was going on sucked in a breath of cold air after hearing this. "What did you say?" "You said that the kid who died looked exactly like him." "What the F***CK? Is this guy trying to scam me?" "Damn it, we only provided some fake information. And he actually dared to turn into a real person to swindle us. Was he not afraid of being slapped to death by the people of the Holy City?" This is truly a senior expert, a role model for my entire life. Many people on the fiend planet worshipped him in their hearts. Look at him. He was a professional liar. Ghostly was also stunned. What was going on? Didn't they say that the 10 saints had descended? Lin Xian had already died in that battle. How could he still appear now? This was 2F***king unreliable. Only Fu Hongye's eyes flickered as his lips curled upward into a smile. "Senior brother, this?" Ghostly looked at Fu Hongye, not knowing what to say. Fu Hongye glanced at him and said, "What? You don't believe him? Then you can try it yourself." "Okay." When Ghostly heard this, he stood up. He looked ahead and said, "Kid, you're lying to your ancestors. Get lost. If you dare to give me false information again, I'll kill you." Ghost Li's body emitted an extremely terrifying aura. Everyone was shocked. 5th layer of heaven. Many people exclaimed. Ghost Li was only a 4th layer of heaven back then. Now he had entered the 5th layer of heaven. It seemed that he had surpassed Lin Xian, also narrowed his eyes. "Oh, you broke through? Looks like you've improved a lot in the past few years. But you're still not my opponent now. Kid, you're too arrogant. Let me test your skills." Ghost Li's eyes flashed with anger. How dare a 4th layer of heaven look down on him? He roared, and his aura erupted as he struck out a ghost seal. It was a black jade seal with 4 ghost heads circling around it. There was even blood dripping from it. It had a monstrous aura. Ghost Sky Seal. Ghost Li's unique skill was extremely terrifying. When this skill was used, Everyone on the ship screamed. Ghostly had become much stronger than before. Yes, there were very few people who could be his opponent now, right? There were not many in the 5th layer of heaven. This was already enough to fight against Shui Wei, Lei Chong, and the others. Was this the change after entering the holy city? It was really too big. Countless people were envious. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth raised into a smile. He slapped out with his palm and caught the black ghost jade seal in his hand. Then he crushed it into pieces. The black law that filled the sky flowed in his hand, but it couldn't hurt him at all. His arm shook lightly, and a terrifying force rushed out, forcing Ghostly to retreat. Ghostly's blood and qi rolled, and then his hair stood on end. Damn, who is this person? His strength was actually so strong. He was 1 realm lower than him, but he could easily force him to retreat. Your strength is not bad, but you're still not my opponent. I think you shouldn't make any more moves. Otherwise, it'll be the same as the 2nd round. I'll easily throw you out. When these words came out, Ghostly's face became incomparably ugly. How did you know? Could it be that it's really you? Not many people knew how miserable he was in the 2nd round. Even if they knew, they wouldn't know the details. However, the other party said it out loud. This meant that the other party was indeed that person. That person was still alive. How could it be? 10 minor saints descended, and he actually survived? Junior brother, welcome back. Fu Hongye stood up with a smile on the corner of her mouth. As for the others on the ship, they were all stunned. What was going on? Was this person really Lin Wuti? Heavens, didn't he die 4 years ago? Why was he still alive now? Could it be that he didn't die all this time? Thinking of this possibility, their scalps were about to explode. What did this mean? This meant that 10 minor saints descended that day, but they didn't kill him, and the 10 minor saints were all dead. What happened during this period? They didn't dare to imagine. However, no matter what, this news was really too shocking. They knew that it would probably sweep through the 2nd astral realm, causing a huge commotion, no less than the war between the Demon Palace and the Rain Clan. The captain almost knelt down. Damn, there was such a hidden genius on their ship, and they didn't even know about it. Junior brother, let's go. Fu Hongye said. Lin Xian nodded, then pointed at the Crimson Dragon. This is my friend. Fu Hongye glanced at Rizalong, revealing a hint of surprise. What a powerful aura. This should be the power of bloodline, right? To be honest, she was very shocked because she had never seen anyone with such a powerful bloodline power. Ghostly also felt it, and his hair stood on end. He felt that his bloodline and soul were about to be suppressed. Damn, why did this kid have such a terrifying friend next to him? He looked at Lin Xian with a hint of fear. Since they were friends, then let's go together. Next, the 4 of them left the bewilderment fog ship. They sat on a small spirit ship and quickly shuttled through the void ocean. After they left, the entire bewilderment fog hidden was completely stunned. Chapter 3769. Oh my God, Lin Wuti really didn't die. The news quickly spread out. In just a short while, the entire 2nd astral realm knew about it. Have you heard? Lin Wuti is alive again. Alive again? He's not dead at all. It's too unbelievable. 10 minor saints came to his mansion that day, and all of them died. How did he survive? Could it be that he's fishing in troubled waters? Some people disdained. What do you know? Surviving under the hands of 10 minor saints? Even if he's fishing in troubled waters, it's still heaven-defying. Some people were unconvinced. Of course, some people guessed that those were 10 minor saints. Could it be that he's the one who killed all of them? Everyone gasped, not daring to think about it anymore. The more they thought about it, the more ridiculous it was. They didn't know the real reason, but Lin Wuti's strength and mysteriousness were deeply rooted in their hearts. This news caused a huge commotion in the 2nd astral realm. On the Fiend planet, the people of the Silver Palace were shocked. White Snake was overjoyed. Lin Gongzi really didn't die. As for the people of the Thunder God City and the Demon City, their faces changed drastically. That kid is still alive? How is that possible? Among them, Lei Chong, Shui Yu, White-Eyed Demon Saint, and the others looked even more ferocious. So what if he's still alive? When they see him this time, they will definitely kill him personally. Lei Chong's eyes were filled with killing intent. The people of the Demon City were also gnashing their teeth. Not only these old rivals, but even the other saint cities and geniuses had their eyes on Lin Xian, because they felt that this person was too strange. He had unlimited potential and was likely to be a peerless enemy in the future. Some people even decided to eliminate this threat in advance. At this moment, Lin Xian and Fu Hongya were shuttling quickly in the spiritual boat. "Senior brother, I don't want to return to Wushuang City for the time being. I still have a place to go." "Where are you going?" Fu Hongya asked. Lin Xian said, "I'm going to the Rain Clan to settle some grudges. That place isn't peaceful recently. Be careful." "Don't worry, senior brother. I'll be careful." "That's good. I'm not worried about your strength." Fu Hongya said, "If you encounter anything outside, just tell the Saint City. The disciples of Wushuang City will not be bullied outside." These words were spoken in a domineering manner. Of course, they also knew that Fu Hongya had the right to say that. Peerless City was the Saint City and could definitely protect them. "Don't worry if senior brother is in danger. I will definitely go to the Holy City." "You brat! I thought that I would be able to give junior sister Shen an explanation when I return this time around. But now, it seems like I'll have to make junior sister Shen wait for a while." "Chewa?" Lin Xian sighed in his heart. He hadn't seen him for a long time. Fu Hongya said, "Of course it's Junior Marshal Sister Shin. She's very worried about your safety, and this time she's even clamoring to buy it. Senior brother Fu, help me tell Chiu Chiu, or to wait patiently. I'm not in any danger." "Don't worry, I'll help you pass the message." Fu Hongya nodded. Then he said, "Junior brother, I don't know how long you'll be outside, so I'll tell you in advance. In 3 years, you must return to the Holy City. If you can't, then go to planet Tianming by yourself. Remember, you must go. The destined star only opens once every 500 years. If you miss this opportunity, you'll have to wait another 500 years. Destined star? What was that place? Was it important?" Lin Xian was surprised. It was very important. Fu Hongya's expression was solemn. It could be said that it was another training ground. The treasures inside were far beyond imagination. More importantly, he would be able to find his destiny there. This was related to his future path of martial arts, especially those who wanted to walk the path of Great Emperor. They would all go there. It was so important. Lin Xian was shocked. Would senior brother also go there? Fu Hongya shook his head. "I've already gone there last time, so I don't need to go again. I've already found my destiny." "All right, senior brother, I know. I'll definitely go to planet Tianming." After a few more days, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon bade farewell to Fu Hongya and left the spirit boat. They took the Black Earth and changed their direction. They didn't return to Wushuang City, but to the Rain Clan. Lin Xian wanted to see the destruction of the Rain Clan with his own eyes. At this moment, the Rain Clan situation was really terrible. It could be said that the slightest sound and the atmosphere was very tense, because a war could break out at any time. In planet Dual Rain, other than the Rain Clan's own people, the other warriors had already retreated. However, they didn't go too far. Instead, they built a city in the nearby star field. There were a total of 9 huge cities. These were all space cities. Some of them were built very early, and there were countless experts and families in them. Each space city had its own name. Of course, the people who came later found it troublesome and gave it a number according to the year of its construction. The earlier it was called Space City Number 1, and the later it was called the bigger the number. There were a total of 9 space cities. from Space City number 1 to Space City number 9. Lin Xian and the others arrived at Space City number 7. Apart from not being built on land, there wasn't much difference between a space city and a huge city in other worlds. Moreover, in a space city, one could look up at the starry sky and feel the vastness of the universe. It could be said that it was a great spectacle. After arriving at Space City number 7, Lin Xian discovered that there were people talking about him. However, most of them were talking about the Rain Clan and the Fiend Palace. It seemed that the battle here was the most important. Lin Xian found out that the Rain Clan situation wasn't good. Although they had joined hands with the Spirit Sealing Star to resist together, they were still unable to escape. They couldn't escape the fate of being suppressed. Moreover, half a year ago, the Rain Clan's sudden sneak attack had thoroughly angered the Fiend Palace. This time, there would be a large number of experts coming. At that time, it would probably be a battle to the death. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were in disguise. Otherwise, if someone recognized them, there would probably be another great disturbance. The two of them stayed in Space City number 7, waiting for the final battle. On this day, they were strolling in space and watching the starry sky. Suddenly, a flood erupted on the street. Countless people screamed and dodged one after another. In the distance, a black torrent was rushing over. It was one black tiger after another. They were baring their fangs and brandishing their claws. Their bodies were huge, and their killing intent was overflowing. Similarly, there were figures sitting on the black tigers. They wore black armor and held swords and spears in their hands. Their killing intent was awe-inspiring. They were simply like gods and demons, rampaging through everything. Anyone who tried to block them was killed with a single slash. Everyone dodged far away. Those who didn't manage to dodge in time were killed on the spot. In the blink of an eye, 5 people were killed on the spot. Their blood dyed the void red. For a time, only Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were left on the street. Damn, why aren't there many of them? Are they looking to die? They're probably just 2 hotheads. Don't worry about them. There were also some people who came to watch the show. These were demon generals of the Mad Demon Barracks. If they didn't dodge, they would die. As expected, the group of experts riding the black tigers didn't make way for Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. One of them roared and stabbed out with the spear in his hand. It carried an extremely terrifying killing intent and overflowing laws. Chapter 3770. Lin Xian and Black Dragon King stopped, turned their heads and frowned. They had to die just because they didn't make way for the other party on the street. These people were really arrogant. However, could the other party kill them? Lin Xian snorted coldly. He stretched out his big hand, grabbed the black spear and broke it in half. The Crimson Dragon was even more direct. It slapped the black-armored powerhouse into pieces. Boom! A sonorous sound was heard, and a bloody mist filled the air. Everyone screamed, and the tiger's roar resounded through the sky. At this moment, everyone was stunned. The other party actually killed a demon general. Who were they? How could they be so audacious? Moreover, the strength of these 2 people was also very strong. Everyone was stunned. Those powerful people and Black Tiger also stopped one after another. Every one of them had an unfriendly expression. How dare they kill our people? Kill them. Many people pulled out their swords, and their killing intent was shocking. The entire space city shook. The leader of the group, a mighty man, said, "Military orders must be obeyed. Time is almost up. We can't delay any longer. Let's seal them with the demon sealing seal first. When our mission is completed, it won't be too late to come back and kill them." As he spoke, he let out a roar and led his team into the sky. In the team, one of them took out a black flag and kept waving it, turning it into endless laws. It swept towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon, forming 2 huge seals that wrapped them up. How dare you provoke us? Just wait for your death." That person also turned around and left. Soon, the people of the Demon Sealing Squad disappeared from the 7th Space City. Everyone looked at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon as if they were dead. They shook their heads, sighed, and prepared to leave. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon frowned. They dared to seal them and come back to kill them? These people were really bold. It was just a seal. How could it trap Ben Huang? The dark red divine dragon let out a dragon roar and shattered the seal. On the other side, countless cracks appeared on the seal on Lin Xian's body. Then, like glass, it shattered all over the ground. The two of them walked out of the seal in an instant. How could this be? The surrounding people were initially disdainful, but when they saw the scene, they were all dumbfounded. This was the seal of the Demon Sealing Camp. How powerful was it? How did he get out? Could it be that these two people were very powerful? Lin Xian asked a passerby, "Brother, may I ask who you were just now?" That pedestrian was also a saint. Looking at Lin Xian, he was trembling a little. He bit the bullet and said, "Don't you know?" Who were the members of the Demon Sealing Camp. The Demon Sealing Battalion was a powerful troop on Spirit Sealing Planet. They were here to collect resources. Because the Sealing Spirit Star and the Rain Clan had joined hands to fight against the Fiend Palace, they would plunder resources from the nearby space cities to prepare for the battle. The other families were very cooperative. However, the Ghostwood family of the 5th Space City had resisted before. Some people in the family had even injured the Demon Sealing Battalion's members. Therefore, this time, the Demon Sealing Battalion was dispatched to besiege the Ghostwood family. The Ghostwood family of the 5th Space City? Lin Xian nodded and looked into the distance. He said, "Rousselong, let's go." The two figures flashed and rushed over. Since these people were going to kill him, there was no need to go through so much trouble. The two of them could just kill them. The Ghostwood family of the 5th Space City. At this moment, the members of the Ghostwood family were extremely frightened. They didn't expect that the Demon Sealing Battalion would mobilize to deal with them. What about the family head? Were they really going to give everything to them? They were unwilling. The members of the Ghostwood family gritted their teeth. Because this time, the other party was plundering their resources. They were even plundering a section of the Ghostwood willow left by their old ancestor. Not only that, they even asked them to prepare 10 young girls for the sacrifice. At first, they didn't agree, because that section of the Ghostwood willow was very precious. Even they couldn't bear to use it. They usually worshipped it as if it was their ancestor. Now that it was going to be taken by the other party, how could they be willing? But after a few confrontations, they were in despair, because the Demon Sealing Battalion was too powerful. And this was only the Demon Sealing Battalion. Behind the Demon Sealing Battalion stood the Spirit Sealing Star. How could their clan possibly contend against such a colossus? Therefore, they were in despair. They were prepared to compromise. 10 young boys and girls were prepared. All the resources they needed were also present. They were also prepared to hand over the Ghostwood willow. There were even 2 men who were imprisoned by them. These 2 were the ones who fought against the demon general. Of course, there were 3 of them. One of them escaped. However, they couldn't care less. They decided to betray these people in exchange for the safety of their family. Boom, boom, boom. The earth trembled. A murderous aura filled the air. The members of the Ghostwood family were extremely nervous. They knew that the Demon Sealing Battalion was here. Sure enough, the people of 5th Space City were also in an uproar. Countless black tigers descended from the sky. There were powerful demon generals on them. They charged towards the Ghostwood family. In an instant, the Ghostwood family was surrounded. These people were emitting a murderous aura. However, they didn't move. It seemed like they were waiting for a signal. After a while, another black tiger appeared in the sky. This black tiger was 300 meters long. It was very huge. A figure stood on it. It was a man in black armor. His armor was even more majestic and extraordinary. Greetings, Demon Flame General. Below, the people of the Demon Sealing Battalion all got off their black tigers and bowed respectfully. Their loud and clear voices pierced the 9 heavens. The people of 5th Space City were in an uproar. Demon Flame General. Could it be the famous genius Demon Flame of the Spirit Sealing Star? Chan Tianya, he actually came personally. It was rumored that not only was he extremely talented and powerful, but he also controlled the Demon Sealing Battalion. It could be said that his authority was monstrous. Such a person actually came in person. Above, the tall man nodded slightly. He looked at the villa below, and the corner of his mouth raised into a cold smile. They could begin. Yes. The leader of the demon generals heard the order and nodded. Then he waved his hand. Attack! As his voice fell, the surrounding demon generals emitted a powerful aura. At the same time, the black tigers under their feet kept roaring. A black energy spread in all directions. The entire Ghostwood family was severely damaged. The defensive formation was torn apart in an instant. The earth cracked and the void shattered. It was a scene of apocalypse. Inside, the voice of the Ghostwood family's leader came out. Don't attack. We surrender. We are willing to offer the Black Ghost Willow. Very good. Above, Demon Flame heard this, and a smile appeared on his face. The demon generals below waved their hands and stopped attacking. Instantly, all the demon generals stopped attacking. Their eyes flickered as they looked forward. In the ruins ahead, the members of the Ghostwood family all walked out. However, the members of the Ghostwood family all lowered their heads. Not a single person made a sound. It was as if this matter had nothing to do with them. Damn it, I'll fight it out with you. At this moment, another voice came from afar. A man wielding a long spear charged over. He charged towards young Master Devil Flame. Young Master Devil Flame sneered and waved his hand. Instantly, the area was enveloped and shattered the long spear. The man was also sent flying to the ground. You dare to sneak attack our young master? Die early. Those devil generals rushed up and directly pressed that man down. Why are you here? Third brother. Hurry up and run. Big brother. Second brother, I won't leave you behind. If you want to die, we'll die together. Oh, you're really affectionate. But don't worry, I'll torture you properly. Young Master Devil Flame sneered. Damn it, I hate you so much. The new man was subdued. He looked at the Ghostwood family and roared. Are you going to abandon your family just like that? What's the point of living then? Shut up. The elder of the Ghostwood family shouted angrily. It's all your fault that our family is in such a predicament. How should we punish you? Hurry up and kowtow to young Master Devil Flame and apologize. It's all because of you that we're in trouble. Not only did these people not save us, but they even added insult to injury. The 3 youths were in despair, and so were the 10 virgins. They knew that their family had completely abandoned them. Those devil generals revealed sinister smiles. Young Master Devil Flame crossed his arms. Interesting. I like to torture people. Aren't they brothers very affectionate? Very well. I'll let them watch as their brothers are tortured until they wish they were dead. A devil general walked out with a black whip in his hand. He was about to start beating them. However, at this moment, a voice came from afar. You guys are really here. Who is it? Everyone was stunned. Are they here for the Ghostwood family or the Demon Sealing Camp? However, no matter who they were looking for, they dared to disturb young Master Devil Flame. Weren't they courting death? As expected, young Master Devil Flame frowned slightly. The expressions of the devil generals beside him changed. They instantly turned their heads. Hurry up and find out who it is. Who dares to meddle in our business? These people looked in all directions. Soon, they saw 2 figures walking over from afar. It's them. These devil generals were stunned. The people in the surrounding space city also saw them. They were 2 young men. They were puzzled. Who are these two? They look so young. What are they doing here? The pupils of those devil generals constricted. How is this possible? How did you two come out? Weren't you sealed by us? They were really stunned. One had to know that ordinary saints couldn't break out of their seal. How did the other party come out? It's just a seal. What's there to be surprised about? Lin Xian sneered. Didn't you say you wanted to kill me? There's no need to go through so much trouble. Now that I'm here, let's see how you're going to kill me. The two people who came were Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. The people in the surrounding Too Fast City were the healers of the organization. Heavens! Are they going against the demon sealing camp? No way. Are these two people courting death? No matter how strong they are, how can they fight against the entire demon sealing camp? And now, young Master Devil Flame is here too. What's going on? Young Master Devil Flame frowned. Who dares to provoke me? The devil general beside him immediately knelt on one knee. Young Master, please forgive us. We met a reckless person on the way and sealed him. We'll kill him after the matter here is over. He didn't expect the other party to break out of the seal and chase him here. Oh, is there such a reckless person? Young Master Devil Flame's interest was piqued. He turned to look at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Interesting. He temporarily stopped torturing the three young men and looked at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon, because he felt that these two people could give him more pleasure. The devil general beside him said, Young Master, don't worry. We'll kill them now. We won't let them disturb you. No need. Young Master Devil Flame waved his hand. There's no need for you to do anything. Aren't there others? As he spoke, he glanced at the Ghostwood clan. Didn't your Ghostwood clan want to join me? Very well, I'll give you a chance. Show me the heads of these two people. As a military order, I'll accept you. Otherwise, I'll spare you from death. But you won't escape punishment. Chapter 3772. The Ghostwood clan's people trembled. They couldn't escape punishment. With young Master Devil Flame's methods, torturing them for hundreds of years and making them wish they were dead was a simple matter. They didn't want to live such a life, so the Ghostwood clan's people hurriedly said, Don't worry, young Master. We'll kill those two now. Hurry up. The Ghostwood clan's patriarch shouted angrily. Immediately, two figures walked out. They were two middle-aged men who were over 1,000 years old. Their auras were extremely powerful. After they walked out, they stared at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. You two don't know what's good for you. How dare you offend young Master Devil Flame? Hurry up and kneel down and accept your death. Who are you? Are you from the demon sealing camp? Lin Xian frowned and asked. The two middle-aged men snorted coldly. We're from the Ghostwood clan, and now we're under young Master Devil Flame's tutelage. If you dare to go against young Master Devil Flame, you're going against our Ghostwood clan. TSK, what did I think you were? So you're lackeys. The Crimson Dragon said disdainfully, Do you think we didn't see what happened before? We heard it from hundreds of thousands of miles away. Your Ghostwood clan is so cowardly that you betrayed your own people to prolong your feeble existence. Do you have the face to live in this world? Hurry up and go to hell. The Crimson Dragon's face was full of disdain. Lin Xian's face was also full of disdain. Such a clan was simply despicable. Now they were being used as tools and wanted to kill them. Such people really didn't need to live in this world. You're courting death. The two experts were completely enraged. With that, they roared, and terrifying blades appeared in their hands. They slashed forward. Boom! Blade light flashed, and law filled the air. This blade could split heaven and earth, and it enveloped Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Xian snorted coldly and grabbed forward. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon also grabbed forward. Boom! Boom! The two blades were shattered, and the law in the sky was torn apart. The two middle-aged men's bodies instantly exploded. Their souls were instantly killed. This scene shocked everyone. Damn it, how is this possible? How can these two be so strong? The corners of the Ghostwood clan's mouths twitched. Their faces were filled with shock. Even the demon generals were stunned. They knew that the other party had some strength, but the other party's strength was beyond their imagination. The people of Space City were equally shocked. It seemed like these were two young geniuses. However, there were also people who frowned. The two of them didn't know the difference between life and death. Did they think that just because they had a bit of strength and talent, they could contend against young noble Devil Flame? Could he contend against so many demon generals? That's right, no matter how strong they were, it would be difficult for two fists to fight against four hands. With several dozen demon generals attacking together, the other party would definitely be hard-pressed to escape. Those demon generals were enraged. They wanted to attack, but without young noble Devil Flame's order, they didn't dare to. Young Master Amo Yen looked at this scene expressionlessly. He looked at the Ghostwood clan and said indifferently, "Your Ghostwood clan is pitifully weak. You can't even kill two youngsters. Then what do I need you for?" At the end, his voice was filled with merciless coldness. "Young master, please spare my life. We will kill him now." The face of the Ghostwood clan's patriarch turned extremely ugly. "Go and kill them," he said to the two elders. This time, it was the two sage elders who stepped forward. They were stronger than the middle-aged man and had rich combat experience. This time, they should be able to kill the other party, right? "You two brats, prepare to die." The two minor saints walked out with bloodshot eyes. They had to kill the other party. Lin Xian was also angry. They didn't know the difference between life and death. They kept trying to kill us. Do they really think that I'm that easy to kill? With a single punch, he instantly blasted the two elders apart. At the same time, he reached out his hand and grabbed their souls. He killed them with his gaze. In just a blink of an eye, the two powerful elders were killed. This scene sent chills down everyone's spine. The people of the Ghostwood clan almost peed in their pants. This method was too strong. The Crimson Dragon let out a roar and spat out a terrifying dragon flame from its mouth. It covered many people of the Ghostwood clan. Those people were hovering between life and death. "Humph, do you really think that Ben Huang is that easy to bully? Try again." Powerful, incomparably powerful. Everyone was stunned. Where the hell did these two young geniuses come from? Are they really that powerful? The people of the Ghostwood clan didn't dare to attack anymore. The Devil Flame young master's face darkened. "Looks like I'll have to do it myself. Well, I've been bored recently. I'll take you two as my prey. You two are quite strong. I'll give you a chance. Kneel down and apologize to me. Then become my slaves, and I'll allow you to join the demon's sealing camp. Become a demon general. From now on, acknowledge me as your master and work for me. You too can live. What do you think? You think you can do it?" The Crimson Dragon was disdainful. "Ben Huang didn't even want you as his human pet. How dare you ask Ben Huang to kneel down? Do you know that you're playing with fire? Kid, believe it or not, Ben Huang will kill you with one slap." The Crimson Dragon was completely enraged. Lin Xian sneered. "Trash, like you don't deserve to talk to us." Everyone was stunned. Why did they feel that these two were even more arrogant than young Master Devil Flame? Young Master Devil Flame was so angry that he vomited blood. "Damn it, you're courting death." He roared and waved his sleeve. Instantly it covered the sky. This was called the demonic cloud sleeve. It was extremely terrifying. The sleeve could cover the universe and refine everything. This was a type of ultimate divine ability. In an instant, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were covered. Then the two of them were put away. Young Master Devil Flame sneered. Stupid idiots. The surrounding demon generals laughed. Of course, no matter how strong these two were, how could they be compared to young Master Devil Flame? The people of the Ghostwood clan were even more shocked when they saw this. Those two powerful young men were instantly subdued by the Devil Flame young noble. This was truly a shocking feat, therefore, in the next moment, they immediately knelt on the ground and kowtowed. Young Master Devil Flame ruled the universe for thousands of years. Ha! Young Master Devil Flame looked up to the sky and laughed. Go against me? Cultivate for another 500 years. Boom! Suddenly his sleeve opened. The violent energy made him vomit blood and fly backward. Two figures rushed out. One of them grabbed one of his arms. Crack! Then he yanked both of his arms off. What demonic cloud sleeve? You want to trap us with a broken sleeve? The Crimson Dragon was disdainful. Lin Xian sneered. You dare to call yourself a genius with this ability? You're pitifully weak. How is this possible? The demon general's eyes almost popped out. Their young master. He was injured. The people of the Ghostwood clan kneeling on the ground were even more dumbfounded. They almost fainted. The surrounding martial artists exclaimed. Young Master Devil Flame was injured. The demonic cloud sleeve was broken. Chapter 3773. Damn it, how dare you hurt me? I'll tear you into pieces. Kill him. Young Master, demonic face, retreated while growing two new arms. He roared crazily. Suddenly, the eyes of the 49 demon generals turned red. Kill! With a roar, they drew their swords and sabers and charged towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Oh no! The people of the Ghostwood family retreated frantically in fear. The onlookers in the distance also sighed. It's over. These two young men are really in danger. Yes, no matter how strong they are, the 49 demon generals can wipe out an entire world. Who can stop them? That was indeed the case. The strength of the demon sealing camp was achieved through bloodshed. There was once a world that refused to accept it. In the end, the 49 demon generals attacked and wiped out that world, turning it into a hell on earth. From then on, no one dared to go against the demon sealing camp. Now, it would be a piece of cake for this world-dominating demon general to kill two young people. Ruzalong, kill them. Don't leave a single one alive. Lin Xian said. The laws on his body condensed, forming a sort of laws that slashed in all directions. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon also said. He had long been unable to hold back. Although he did not transform into his true form, his every move carried great power. He was like a human-shaped Tyrannosaurus rampaging. Boom! One of the demon generals was very fast. In an instant, he arrived in front of Lin Xian. The armor on his body shone brightly, and the long spear in his hand was incomparably monstrous. However, before the long spear stabbed down, his body was split into two halves. Lin Xian's sword fell and killed the other party. Then he opened and closed, and all the demon generals who were close to him were all swept away. Either it would be torn apart, or it would be split in half. In short, he killed a demon general with a sword. No one could survive. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon was the same. His palm was even more terrifying than the claws of the Tyrannosaurus. With one strike, he turned someone into a bloody mist. Impossible! How could they be so strong? A demon general had a face full of horror. He was the demon general who had sealed the two of them. Before this, he had looked down on them, thinking that they could easily kill them. In fact, they had even decided to properly torture him to death. But now the other party was like a killing god. Killing them was no different from killing ants. Damn it, who are you? Who the hell are you? The leader of the other demon general also roared crazily. Wasn't this too terrifying? They had never seen a young man from any clan that was so strong. They had kicked an iron plate this time. Just like that, The two of them crushed the 49 demon generals mercilessly. In the blink of an eye, all 49 demon generals were killed by them. The corpse fell to the ground, and saint blood surged in the air, making whistling sounds. After all, this was the blood of the devil saint. How terrifying was that? There was no way the heavens and earth could withstand it. The people in the surrounding space city were stunned. They were dead. 49 demon generals were annihilated in the blink of an eye. The people of the Ghostwood clan fainted from fright. Before this, they dared to fight with such an existence. They were simply courting death. In fact, even young Master Devilflame was stunned and stood there in a daze. Lin Xian kept his sword of law. The Crimson Dragon looked at him with disdain. What kind of demon generals are they? They're pitifully weak. They're not much stronger than ants. How dare they be so arrogant in front of us? Now it's your turn. Lin Xian looked at young Master Devilflame. Young Master Devilflame's body trembled. The others were also in an uproar. Are they going to attack young Master Devilflame? Young Master Devilflame screamed in horror. You can't fight with me. Do you know who I am? I'm a prince of the Maqian Empire. You're dead if you touch me. My father is the chaotic heaven demon king. If you dare to touch me, my father will never let you go. What? Young Master Devilflame had such an identity? Everyone was in an uproar. The chaotic heaven demon king was an extremely terrifying expert in the spirit sealing star. He was a true minor saint with monstrous strength. If young Master Devilflame was killed, the chaotic heaven demon king would never forgive him. After young Master Devilflame finished speaking, he looked up to the sky and laughed. Haha, kid, are you afraid now? Let me go now and apologize to me. Otherwise, when my father comes, none of you will be able to live. Live your ass. The Crimson Dragon kicked out. Instantly, young Master Devilflame vomited blood and flew backward. Half of his body was smashed. Lin Xian followed up and stomped his head into the mud. You still dare to threaten us? It seems like you don't know the truth. No. Damn it. How dare you treat me like this? Young Master Devilflame screamed crazily. His mouth was full of mud. At this moment, he couldn't care about anything else. My father is the chaotic heaven demon king. He's a minor saint. Do you know what a minor saint is? He was simply crazy. Are these two really not afraid of anything? Humph. So what if you're a minor saint? It's not like I haven't killed one before. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He exerted force with his foot, and the head of young Master Devilflame cracked open. Young Master Devilflame almost fainted. The surrounding people were also terrified. These two were too strong. They were simply peerless, ruthless. Big brother, I was wrong. I want to apologize to you. Let's shake hands and make peace, okay? Seeing that his threat failed, young Master Devilflame immediately changed his strategy. He didn't want to die. He had a noble status and great talent. Countless good days were waiting for him in the future. He didn't want to be killed by these two lunatics. It was better to beg for mercy and admit defeat now. When he returned, he would definitely mobilize the Maqian Empire's army to kill them. Oh, apologize and admit defeat? When Lin Xian heard this, he loosened his grip and wrapped his arms around himself. He nodded slightly. I accept your apology. Hearing this, young Master Devilflame heaved a sigh of relief. The others also said, that's right. How dare they not give face to a minor saint? It seemed that these two weren't hotheads. Perhaps they were just trying to scare young Master Devilflame. Young Master Devilflame also heaved a sigh of relief. All right, what do you want? Cultivation methods, secret manuals, treasures, beauties. I can get them all for you. Although he was flattering them, he was laughing coldly in his heart. Damn it, just you wait. When I return to the spirit sealing star, I will definitely bring my men and kill you. We don't want anything. We just want you to apologize with your death. Hurry up and do it, Lin Xian said indifferently. His words were like a clap of thunder, stunning everyone. Apologize with his death? Isn't that the same as killing them? Oh heavens, they thought these two were afraid. Who would have thought that they were just toying with young Master Devil Flame? Young Master Devil Flame also reacted. He was so angry that his body trembled. Damn it, how dare you trick me? What's the difference between committing suicide and being killed? It's even more humiliating. We're just toying with you. What can you do? Dark Hong Shenlong sneered. Chapter 3774. Lin Xian also said, Don't you like to control the life and death of others? Why do you feel like this now? Do you know how it feels? Damn it! Young Master Devil Flame roared. Suddenly he opened his mouth and spat out a black sword toward Lin Xian. At the same time he turned around and fled. At this moment his bloodline was burning. His speed was extremely fast. He tore through the void and disappeared. Clang! Lin Xian used 2 fingers to pinch the flying sword. Then he exerted force in his palm and crushed the flying sword into scrap metal. He threw it on the ground. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon instantly turned into a stream of light and rushed out. When he returned, he brought young Master Devil Flame back. Young Master Devil Flame had gone crazy. How could it be? His sudden sneak attack didn't even hurt him. Moreover, he was caught by the other party. Little thing, you don't know what's good for you. How dare you plot against us? The Crimson Dragon attacked and used all kinds of dirty tricks to beat young Master Devil Flame into a miserable state. In the end, Lin Xian chopped off his head and extinguished his soul. The headless body fell down. Young Master Devil Flame's soul was destroyed. The Crimson Dragon went forward to see if there were any good things. He directly took the storage ring of the other party and then smiled happily. Damn, so many good things. Young Master Devil Flame had more than 10 storage rings in his hand. Each of them contained shocking treasures. It seemed that these were the treasures that he had plundered from many space cities and families. At this moment, they were all in the hands of young Master Devil Flame. Haha, I'm rich. The Crimson Dragon didn't open his eyes and smile. Lin Xian was also surprised. He found a box from within. It was quite extraordinary, and even Black Mountain was alarmed. Black Mountain said, Damn, kid, let me see what this is. He rushed out and grabbed the box. After opening it, he laughed loudly. Black Ghost Willow, there's actually such a thing. Great, this thing is useful to me. I'll take it. Then he went back into the black earth again. Seeing this, the people of the Ghostwood family opened their mouths. They wanted to say something, but they didn't dare to in the end. Although the Black Ghost Willow Tree was theirs, did they dare to take it now? Furthermore, they had obeyed young Master Demon Face's orders to kill the other party. Would the other party take revenge on them now? Moreover, even if he didn't kill them, they probably wouldn't be able to survive. Young Noble Devil Flame had died in their home. What would the Devil Sky Empire think? Would the people of the Heaven Mixing Prefecture spare them? Any random expert would be able to kill them in an instant, right? The surrounding people were also completely stupefied. Young Master Devil Flame had actually died. His body and soul had been completely destroyed. They knew that a major earthquake was coming. The Chaotic Heaven Prefecture would never spare them. Therefore, the two of them had better run away. However, to their surprise, the other party did not run away. Lin Xian and Li Mu sat down cross-legged and began to check the treasures in their storage rings. Haha, what a great harvest! I heard that the person who died had an extraordinary identity. Someone will come for revenge. Kid, why don't we wait for the rabbit to come out of the tree stump? I have the same idea. After all, they are from the Spirit Ceiling Star. They are our enemies. There is no need to show mercy to them. Lin Xian nodded. The others were stunned. What were the two of them doing? Were they waiting for the chaotic Heaven Demon King to come personally? They were all crazy. The people of the Ghostwood family were even more so. They knelt there, not knowing what to do. As for the three young people, they broke free from their shackles. They came to Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon together with 10 boys and girls. They knelt on the ground and kowtowed 3 times respectfully. "Thank you for saving our lives." The Crimson Dragon glanced at them and waved his hand, saying, "Don't thank us. We didn't plan to save you. We just came to kill these demon generals for revenge. I know that we are insignificant in the eyes of our benefactor, like dust. However, our benefactor's careless action has saved us. We will definitely repay you." Lin Xian said, "Get up. You are kind people. It's just that these people from the crazy demon camp are too cruel. After killing them this time, you won't be in any danger in the future. Benefactor, you'd better leave quickly." Young Master Devilflame was from the younger generation. He was from the chaotic Heaven Manor. His father was a small saint. If the news spread, the chaotic Heaven Manor would definitely not let this go. "Yes, Benefactor, the Devil Sky Empire is also very powerful." These people began to persuade him. Lin Xian said, "It's okay. I'm waiting for them to come. Because I don't have enough resources, I'll take some more." The 3 of them were dumbfounded. They didn't know what to say. They could only retreat and wait quietly. If their benefactor was really in danger, they would sacrifice their lives to protect him. News of what had happened here quickly spread. The people of the Spirit Sealing Star knew. The people of the Celestial Pure Heaven Mansion learned of this, and soon sent a large army over. Countless experts filled the air. On the black clouds, there were countless figures like fiend gods. At the front was a middle-aged man. He walked with majestic steps, with a monstrous, domineering aura. Everyone's scalp went numb. Heavens, the chaotic Heaven Demon King, he actually came in person. Everyone was stunned. They originally thought that the chaotic Heaven Manor would send a few experts here, but they didn't expect that a small saint would come in person. Beside the chaotic Heaven Demon King stood an old man who had also reached the small saint realm. Not only that, there were countless saints behind him, and many of them were at the 5th heaven. In the distance, there were countless armies fighting, bringing up monstrous waves of air. The entire sky had been completely covered by it. The people of Sky City trembled and swallowed their saliva. They knew that Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were finished. The people of the Ghostwood family knelt on the ground, not daring to raise their heads. The calmest ones were Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. They looked up and narrowed their eyes. The Crimson Dragon laughed. "Hee, another fat sheep is here." Whitey also jumped out and looked at the sky, drooling. Obviously, it also knew that there would be a lot of heavenly treasures and spiritual fruits in its mouth. The chaotic Heaven Demon King didn't say anything after he came, but his face was gloomy. After all, how could he be happy about the death of his son? A general next to him shouted angrily and descended from the sky. He was here to find the body of young Master Demonic Face. Soon he found it. He swooped down, wanting to bring the body of young Master Demonic Flame back. But at this time, Lin Xian made his move. A big hand grabbed at the general. The big hand was golden and had a dazzling aura. It was like the hand of the god of war, dazzling and dazzling. The general roared angrily, "Get lost!" He shouted angrily, and light burst out from his body. He was a 5th heaven saint, and his strength was absolutely unimaginable. Originally, he wanted to bring back the body of young Master Demonic Flame first, and then deal with Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon later. However, he didn't expect that the 2 of them would be so reckless and dare to take the initiative to attack him. He shouted angrily and threw out a punch, carrying monstrous demonic aura at the big golden hand. Die! Boom! Boom! The 2 collided, and the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The big golden hand shattered the terrifying demonic shadow. Not only that, but half of the general's body was also blown up, and he let out a miserable roar. Lin Xian raised his hand, and a sword flew out, cutting the general in half. At the same time, the sword qi kept destroying the general's soul. Soon, the general's astral soul was destroyed. All of this happened so quickly that no one could react. The people of the chaotic heaven manor were stunned. One of their fifth heaven powerhouses was dead. That was too unbelievable. They originally wanted to bring back the body, but they didn't expect that there would be an extra body for no reason. How dare you kill someone from the chaotic heaven manor? The people above were angry. Lin Xian sneered. You're the bold one. How dare you attack me? Do you know what punishment you deserve? Get down here, kowtow, and admit your mistake. Chapter 3775. Lin Xian's words stunned everyone. This person actually dared to scold the Han Tian estate. Who exactly is this person? In the sky above the demonic clouds, those people were also shocked. What an arrogant attitude. Someone asked, Your Highness, do you want to investigate his identity? Heavenly King Han snorted coldly. There was no need to investigate. No matter who he was, since he dared to kill my son, I will tear him into pieces. Yes, I know. The old man nodded and then looked at a general. Go down and bring his head up. Be careful. This kid is very powerful. Elder and Your Highness, don't worry. I will definitely kill him. The general rushed down like a dragon coming into being. He shattered the sky. His speed was extremely fast. In an instant, he arrived in front of Lin Xian. Kid, go to hell. The expert waved his arm and clawed down. Black demonic qi filled the sky with destructive power. The void around Lin Xian shattered in an instant, and countless black holes appeared. This general is at the middle stage of the fifth heaven, right? Many people screamed. It was even more terrifying than the previous one. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly and took out the great destruction spear. It also exuded a terrifying demonic qi. The great destruction spear turned into a black dragon. Together with the power of the great dragon sword soul, it pierced in all directions. In an instant, it pierced through the opponent's body. Not only that, the opponent's body shattered into pieces. The general screamed and quickly retreated. Lin Xian went up and punched more than 3,000 times in a row. Once again, the opponent's body was turned into a bloody mist. Miserable screams and furious roars shook the 9 heavens. The general went crazy. Damn it! Impossible! In the sky, the people of the Han Tian estate were also stunned. Damn it! Go and support him! 2 generals went down to support him. However, at this moment, Lin Xian held the great destruction spear and activated the great dragon sword soul. Together with the peerless secret technique, his combat strength increased by 5 times. With one strike, he completely killed the opponent. The opponent's body shattered into pieces. His soul was destroyed and he fell to the ground. The ground collapsed. It couldn't withstand the saint's body at all. The ground within millions of miles collapsed, and the void within millions of miles was destroyed. At this moment, it was as if the world was destroyed. In the sky, the 2 experts who came to support were stunned. Their eyes were filled with shock. He was dead. A peerless general died, just like that. That was an expert at the middle stage of the 5th heaven. Even if the 2 experts joined forces, they might not be able to kill him. Furthermore, with his cultivation reaching such a level, even if he couldn't defeat his opponent, he still had countless ways to escape. However, that person didn't even have the chance to escape. Killed was killed, kill was killed too. Who is this young man? They were to be was to stand. The heaven-battering, heavenly king's expression finally changed. Who are you? Humph. Why are you asking me who I am now? is to be. Be, to be, to be. You want to kill me regardless of who I am? What? You don't dare to continue now? The heaven-battering, heavenly king's face was gloomy. He didn't expect that the man had heard what he said to his subordinates. Boy, do you know who you're talking to? Do you know what kind of existence you are facing? The heaven-battering king's voice was cold and full of killing intent. Lin Xian's smile widened. Do you know who I am? Do you know the consequences of offending me? Don't you know that you're already facing a calamity? Not only you, but the entire heaven-battering manor is facing the crisis of being destroyed. How dare you be so arrogant in front of me? Everyone's hair stood on end as soon as he said that. It was too strange for a young man to threaten a little saint. However, they were also very curious about Lin Xian's identity. The old man next to him was also a little saint. He walked out and cupped his fists with a smile. Which family does this young man come from? Lin Xian stabbed the great spear of destruction into the ground, stood with his hands behind his back, looked up at the sky, and said loudly, I'm from Wushuang City. What? Wushuang City? He's from the sacred city? The moment these words came out, it was like a sudden clap of thunder, making everyone stunned. In the sky, the people of the heaven-battering manor also gasped, and their bodies trembled involuntarily. He's a disciple of the sacred city. Their faces were full of horror, and they wanted to kneel on the ground. The old man's face also changed dramatically. The heaven-battering king's pupils shrank. At this moment, he didn't dare to be arrogant anymore. Even though he was a little saint, even though he was the heaven-battering king, and his strength and status were superior, he still didn't dare to be arrogant, because that was the sacred city. The holy city was above everything else, not to mention the heaven-battering manor. Even the Matian Empire was no match for it. Even the entire spirit-sealing star couldn't go against the sacred city. The others were also in an uproar. No wonder Lin Xian was so confident. It turned out that he was from the sacred city, and it seemed that he was a genius of the sacred city. Such a person could really defeat everything. It turns out that the young master is from the sacred city. My apologies. The little saint old man smiled and quickly descended. The heaven-battering king also smiled. I didn't know the young master's identity and offended you. Please forgive me. The two little saints bowed and lowered their heads. One of them was the heaven-battering king, who was high and mighty. The scene made everyone feel that it was unreal. Lin Xian stood with his hands behind his back. He didn't say anything, but a cold smile hung at the corner of his mouth. Weren't they very arrogant? Why didn't they continue to be arrogant now? Seeing Lin Xian's indifferent expression, the heaven-battering king broke out in a cold sweat. He quickly descended, took a few steps forward, and came to Lin Xian's side. He bowed and said, Young master, I was indeed blind before and offended you. Please forgive me. A little saint bowed and apologized to a young man. It could be said that his attitude was very respectful. The eyes of the surrounding people almost fell out of their sockets, but Lin Xian still ignored him. This scene made the hearts of the people of the heaven-battering manor almost jump out of their bodies. Beside them, the crimson dragon sneered. You think you can get away with just an apology? You wanted to kill me before. If you can't give us something to compensate us, do you think we'll let you go? Being mocked by a young man like this? The heaven-battering king's heart was filled with strong killing intent, but he didn't dare to make a move. If he killed the people of the sacred city here, his head would be hung on a tree the next day. Yes, young master, you're right. I'm stupid. I'll prepare a gift for you now. As he spoke, he quickly took out a few things from his storage ring. Young master, this is a piece of divine iron from outer space. It took me many years to get it. This is a spiritual herb that I found after traveling to more than 10 worlds. The heaven-battering king began to introduce the treasures. Each of them made countless people's eyes turn red. Buzz! The crimson dragon snatched the storage ring with its claw. "Old man, do you want to live? Why are you so stingy? Give us all your treasures." Chapter 3776. The heavenly king of heaven battering was heartbroken. There were so many treasures in his storage ring. How could he bear to give them away? However, when he saw Lin Xian's cold eyes, his face and heart trembled. "Forget it. I'll just grit my teeth and bear with it." Who asked him to provoke the geniuses of the sacred city? However, this was not the end. After the crimson dragon took the storage ring of the heavenly king of heaven battering, he also took the storage ring of the little saint next to him. Then he said to the people brought by the heavenly king of heaven battering in the sky, "Hand over your storage rings obediently, or I'll kill you all." Those people had no choice but to do as he said. Immediately, storage rings came to the crimson dragon one after another. The crimson dragon's mouth was almost crooked from laughing. Although Lin Xian was expressionless, he was also overjoyed in his heart. "Old man, the armor you're wearing is not bad. Your jade pendant is not bad." After taking the storage rings, the crimson dragon stared at the heavenly king of heaven battering and the little saint. They also had a lot of treasures. The crimson dragon directly snatched them. In the end, the two little saints were left with only their underwear, which was fluttering in the wind. Everyone was dumbfounded. This scene was simply unimaginable. After all, those were two little saints. Sure enough, the two little saints were also trembling with anger, but they didn't make a move in the end. "Are you satisfied now, young masters?" The heavenly king of heaven battering was about to cry. Lin Xian nodded slightly. "Forget it. I'll spare your life this time. But next time you go against me, I'll definitely destroy both your body and soul." The heavenly king of heaven battering's soul really cried. He didn't dare to go against Lin Xian anymore. He wanted to leave, but Lin Xian stopped him. "Wait." The heavenly king of heaven battering soul trembled. He turned his head and asked, "Young master, is there anything else? I really don't have any treasures left. Where are you going next? Are you going to the Spirit Sealing Star or the Rain Clan?" "The Rain Clan." "Well, let's go together later," Lin Xian said. He did not know why the other party wanted to go to the Rain Clan. However, he did not dare to ask too much. He could only hurriedly take 2 sets of clothes from his subordinates and put them on. Then he stood in the distance and waited. Lin Xian turned around and stared at the House of Blackwood. The people of the Darkwood family fainted from fright. Even a minor saint had to be respectful, let alone them. Lin Xian asked, "Who was the chief? Who was the core elder?" "I'm the patriarch of the Blackwood family. I'm the patriarch of the Blackwood family." He scrambled over. The 6 core elders also came over. Their bodies were trembling non-stop. Lin Xian raised his hand and cut off their heads. Even their souls were destroyed. Patriarch, elder. The people of the Blackwood family fainted from fright. Were they going to start a massacre this time? They shivered. Lin Xian said, "A family is despicable and shameless. It must be the fault of the patriarch and the core elders. I'll kill them now. I hope the Blackwood family can turn over a new leaf in the future." Then he looked at the 3 hot-blooded youths. "The 3 of you are not bad. Your talent is also very good. From now on, the 3 of you will be the patriarch and the core elders. I hope you can lead your family to the right path. Thank you, benefactor." The 3 hot-blooded youths knelt on the ground and kept kowtowing. Their eyes were filled with hope. Lin Xian waved his hand. Then he turned around and walked towards the heavenly King Hun. "Let's go." They boarded the Mo Yin. The heavenly King Hun revealed an expression that was uglier than crying. After all, these were 2 little ancestors. He had no choice. He clenched his teeth and left. The rolling devil cloud left. Lin Xian and the people of Han Tian Manor disappeared in the sky. As for the people of Too Fast City, they were completely stunned. Soon, the news spread out, causing an uproar. Countless people were excited. The geniuses of the sacred city had arrived at the space city and defeated everyone. The little saints were thrown into disarray. All kinds of news were spreading everywhere. Legends about Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were everywhere. These two people were now heading towards the Rain Clan with the Heavenly King Hun. The Rain Clan occupied the Double Rain Planet. There were 2 planets. One of them might be smaller than the other worlds. However, when the 2 planets were combined, they were not inferior to the other planets at all. The Rain Clan's foundation was very strong. It was really enviable for them to be able to occupy 2 such planets. It was said that the Rain Clan also had super experts in the past. However, they declined later on. During this period, Lin Xian chatted with the Heavenly King Hun. He also learned that the Heavenly King Hun and the others were not going to the front line to fight, but to provide resources to the Rain Clan. They were logisticians. Therefore, even if they went to the Rain Clan, it wouldn't be too dangerous. This made Lin Xian even more satisfied. He came here to watch the Rain Clan being destroyed. Naturally, he would go deep into the Rain Clan's hinterland. At this moment, following the Heavenly King Hun, he could watch the battle at a close distance. He wanted to properly appreciate how the Rain Clan was being destroyed one step at a time. At this moment, the Rain Clan had much fewer people than when he saw them before. On the vast land, formations flickered everywhere. Obviously, they were all on alert. There was only one last battle left. Lin Xian came with the Heavenly King Hun, so he was unimpeded all the way. Soon they arrived at the camp. The Heavenly King Hun said, "Young masters, you can rest here. If you want to watch the battle, it will probably take some time. Well, we'll stay here. You don't have to worry about us. Go do your thing." Lin Xian waved his hand. The Heavenly King Hun left. When he walked out of the palace, his face immediately darkened. Damn, are the geniuses of the Holy City so free? Don't they need to cultivate? How can they come here to watch the battle? Next, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon Palace set up camp in this camp. About 2 months later, on this day, the earth trembled and muffled thunder rumbled in the distance, spreading all over the world like a bell. The people in the Heavenly King Hun's camp were all alarmed. They all went out of the camp and looked into the distance. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's eyes also lit up. It's coming. The final battle is about to begin. Sure enough, after they went out, they saw that the world had already changed. Countless gusts of wind swept across, and there were even extremely terrifying laws colliding between heaven and earth. Bolts of lightning fell one after another. In the sky, black holes appeared one after another. They were spatial transmissions. The Crimson Dragon and Lin Xian were both masters of formations. They could tell at a glance that this was a world-level transmission. Buzz, buzz. Figures in black armor walked out of the black holes one after another. They were like demons, holding sabers and swords in their hands, and their murderous auras were monstrous. They were like demons walking out of the demon realm. They stood in the void, emitting monstrous auras. They suppressed the 9 heavens and 10 lands. The people of the Demon Palace had arrived. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. The people of the Heavenly King Hun's palace also exclaimed. There were so many people. Indeed, there were truly too many people this time around. Not only that, there were even more powerful demonic beasts appearing in the world. There was even a black bat that covered the sky for tens of thousands of miles like a dark cloud. The light between heaven and earth instantly dimmed. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.